had in a toilet, in a cave, or anything anyone has mentioned before? Anyone? No sound. Just me says no sound. Can anyone hear me? Mama B says she has sound. ICI Dive says now we have sound. Okay, well, thank goodness. I really don't know if it's StreamYard or the microphone. I really don't. It's very frustrating to start a show that way. So if you guys come in early and you see the link pinned, just grab it. We can chat or whatever. Okay, Shep says we can hear you now. Well, I don't know what the hell was going on. Really, all I have to do is just jump out and jump back in. But anyway, we got a lot going on, my friends. We have a lot going on. I was going to try to squeeze a live in yesterday. Too much, just was too much for me to compile all at once. I do spend a hot minute putting these shows together, believe it or not. It may not appear that way. Let's keep it that way. So, we got swimming pools and movie stars, my friends. Where's Leilani? Where is Leilani? Quinton Simon is missing. Today is a week. Today is a week. Where's he at? Leilani has not gotten her ass off the couch except for to get interrogated. Now, the rumor going around about her failing a polygraph, but Danny passed his. I don't know, because law enforcement did not they didn't say anything about that, so I don't know. The 911 dispatch where she said the door was open, we're going to talk about that. No one has said that he can open a door. I don't believe for a minute that it is that simple. We got too many red flags. How many red flags do we have? How many red flags do we have, guys? We got Billy and Diana scrapping in the yard, in the house. Oh, Diana couldn't get out of a recliner. She had Billy pointing right at her. We got Danny, hightailed it out of town. He's in Hotlanta playing pool. Who's concerned about Quinton? That's my question. Diana, I think Diana is really, really distraught. I think she's very distraught. Her phone is blowing up. She's got so many people contacting her. I've talked to her a couple of times. People are just waiting for her to come out of the house, so they can talk to her, get her on a channel or whatever. She's invited to come on here anytime she wants. I'm not gonna bug her about it. I personally think if you're a witness in a case, you should lay low. That's just my thoughts. A lot of talk, man. A lot of talk about old Billy. Billy. Damn you, Billy. Is Billy going to get in trouble? Billy, I know there's been a lot of back and forth arguments about did Billy have custody or not. Billy can't evict her grandkids that she had custody of. I don't think Billy checks the rule book, you guys. I don't think Billy looks at that stuff. She did she wrote it out. She handwritten statement. She has no peace in her house. She has no peace in her house. She wants her daughter, the boyfriend, and the three kids, she wants them gone. We spoke on the show about this on Monday. It seems like we have a rinse and repeat cycle. I have a feeling there was a big argument. We know some stuff was stolen. It was sold. We've heard for drugs. I don't know. Sure it was. I'm 100% sure it was. So she fills out this paperwork. I'll put it on the screen for you. There it is. Not looking to be compensated. just want them to move out as quick as possible. Leilani Simon is my daughter, 22 years old, with her boyfriend and 3 kids. They have damaged my property, and at this point, no one is living in peace. Well, no one is living in peace now. No, she cannot evict the little grandbabies that she has custody of. This is just my opinion. I think it's just a toxic, I shouldn't say it's a toxic environment. And it's a cycle, it's a pattern of fighting, bickering, fussing, stealing, breaking doors, you name it. So this was a look what I did. Look what I did. I'm evicting you. I have a feeling by dinner time, this argument was done and over and the eviction notice was no more. Even if the sheriff showed up and said, we have to remove Leilani and Danny. We cannot remove the kids. Leilani can take the baby because she has custody of Sky. The 2 little ones here, Zane and Quinton, have to stay with you, Billy. We're going to chuck these 3 out. I have a feeling even if the sheriff showed up, Billy would have said, no, we got everything straightened out now. They have a definite pattern. They have a definite cycle going on. It's insane. Where I'm going to go through some comments from the show on Monday. We had 2 shows about Quinton. There goes my ice maker. We have, we just kind of got up to date on the case. Some things had gone down over the weekend. So we caught up from Friday, the press conference, which I was very impressed with. I really was. The chief said, there is 40 FBI agents. He thanked them. He looked a little relieved. He's like, I can't thank them enough. I bet he can't. Imagine that. 40 federal agents to find one little toddler. One little baby. 40 federal agents. Leilani knows. Leilani knows, though. He said they're going to work. He said they're going to have a resolution. They're not going to just stop. We've heard this before. Everybody's a suspect except Quinton's biological dad. Because, well, we don't know who the biological dad is. The guy that we think it is, Bubba, is nowhere around Savannah, Georgia. Which, by the way, I love that area. The chief went on to say they have a constitution to follow. Don't want to mess up any evidence. Sounds like they got some evidence, though. He did talk about the integrity of the case and that they denied the Freedom of Information Act because, well, it's just not time for freedom of information right now. Is the link not working at the top, guys? He did mention when he said, I don't know where they are. I'm going to assume they, because we know where Billy's at. Billy's fighting with Diana. We know where Billy's at. So who's they? I'm just going to assume it's Leilani and Danny, but we know where Danny's at now. Danny is in Atlanta playing pool with his friends. The children have been removed. Doesn't matter where they're at. They're not in foster care. They are with a relative. Knock on wood, guys. Knock on wood. Danny and his parents are they're trying to get custody of Sky. I don't see what the problem would be. Sky's his child. Is it because he's a suspect? I'm sure that has a lot to do with it. I'm sure that has a lot to do with it. His parents shouldn't be a problem if they have a fit home. So again, unless they don't want to break up the baby from Zane, I don't know. If Danny is innocent and from the way he's telling it, mind you, this is all Facebook and Twitter BS. He was not aware of any text message being sent from his phone to Diana. It's a crazy thing, guys. It's a crazy thing. So I'm going to go through some comments from the last show. I'm going to fix the link. open the panel. We're going to get to seized evidence, the fight, what Diana has to say to clear up these rumors, Billy's pool. We're going to talk about Billy's pool. Billy wants her pool fixed. Damn fire department tore the liner. She's got to get water back in it. It's expensive. Water's expensive. I think they popped a couple floaties. It's insane, guys. Can somebody try the link again? I think I fixed it on my end. Good God. You're really going to be swimming out in the pool with this going on? She needs the pool fixed, guys. She needs the pool. All right, hang on. I'm going to go to some comments, and then I will do my best to fix the link. I don't know what in the world's going on. Hold on. All right, I had a lot of comments from you guys about Billy. Billy. A lot of people are wondering, is Billy going to get in trouble for leaving the children when she went out of state? She can. She damn sure can. There's a lot to it, though. Do they really want to hang Billy up? I would use the term insult to injury, but we're talking about a woman who's more concerned about her busted floaties and the pool right now than Quinton, okay? So forget that. She's also a witness. She's a very important witness in this case. I'm not sure. I don't know because I have no say in the matter. I'm just talking to you guys and I want to hear what you have to say about it. They don't really like to have a witness that has impending charges on them. They really don't. So if they can get around charging Billy with leaving the children with Leilani, which she damn sure did, and I don't believe for a minute that she was never told not to do that. I told you about a friend of mine who's raising her grandchildren. They did not mince words. They did not split hairs. They made it so crystal clear to her. You absolutely go to work, go to the casino, do whatever you need to do. Absolutely get a babysitter, but that babysitter better not be your own child. Have the bastard over to dinner, doesn't matter. That your kid is not to watch your grandkids. They made it very clear. I cannot believe for a minute that Billy was not aware of this. Anyhow, Dove LaBouffe said, yes, she will be in trouble for leaving. I had custody of 2 of mine because my daughter-in-law was dating a freak. So my son took the baby boy to the hospital because of bruises, so we got custody. I never got the custodial child support and the law did nothing, but I was never to allow her to keep them. I could let her see them after 6 months in my home and only 1 hour, then she had to leave. Well, in this case, Leilani's living there. So I have a feeling there was an extra conversation that went along with this. Custody is removed from Leilani. It is given to Billy. There had to have been a conversation. They don't take that stuff lightly. The system is disgusting. We all know that. Not enough lifeboats. It's worse than the Titanic. We know it. Question is, will Billy get in trouble? What do you guys think? Do you think Billy will get in trouble? Hello, Dawn B. Jim Terry, the link is bad. Give me a second to go through these comments. This is insane. Don B said he thinks she will. Tina says no. C-Star, yes. Do we want Billy to get in trouble? I'm just being honest. Billy's not my friend. We all don't know Billy here. Do we want to see Billy get in trouble for this? What's going to break the cycle? Really? Well, this cycle's broke, dude. This cycle's broke. They're not going to bring Zane back to that house. They're not going to bring Sky back to that house. That's a moot point. I'm sorry. I'd shit and fall back in it. Very politically correct of you. Fence riding Erica said, I don't know. Lady Tinkerbell, she needs to be held accountable. Yeah, Don B, I agree. There was probably stipulation from the custody hearing. Yeah. I've had so many people reach out and say, I have custody of mine, or I did, blah, 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 blah. I've got several of my friends that are raising their grandkids. Never, never, never was there not a conversation that was, don't hand them back over to the ones we took them from. This one social worker with my friend, I don't know, she was kind of beating them up over it. All right. Just Jab 54 said, even if Quinton can't open the door, Zane could have opened the door. However, I also believe that what went wrong had already happened by 5:30 a.m. We were discussing this on Monday as well. For whoever to have texted Diana and say, we don't need you today, however it was phrased, these aren't considerate people. They're not considerate of people's time, money, or anything like that. I mean, they would sleep till noon and let her bang on the door till they woke up and gave them the kids for her to take back and watch for them. They don't care. Somebody wanted to make sure nobody else was there that morning. I agree. Whatever happened to Quinton happened from when Diana dropped the children off the night before to when that text was sent. Who do you think sent the text? Danny doesn't know about the text. Didn't know about the text. Supposedly it was erased from his phone. I don't know Danny. Don't know if I can believe Danny. Hey, Thomas Randall, where you been? I haven't seen you in here in a long time. So do we believe Danny? Or do we think Leilani sent it from his phone? We have a couple of different versions about the text that went to Diana around 9 a.m. Was it Billy that asked her if she's seen the kids? According to WSAV, that's what they reported. Diana says it was Danny. If it was Danny wouldn't ask her if she's seen Quinton if he told her not to come get Quinton. If he knows he didn't drop Quinton off or she didn't pick Quinton up, he would need to not ask her where Quinton's at. If it's Billy, well, then it's Billy. That still has not been cleared up. Diana, on her Facebook Live she did Saturday night, said it was Danny that texted her. The news said it was Billy. I might have that flip-flopped. Who knows? There's a lot coming out. It's only a week old, guys, and already everything's crazy. Dolly Bear says, I think this whole thing starts with the mom of Quinton lying to grandma and saying that he was with the biological dad. That's the first lie. We're going to agree to disagree on with this one. I think the first lie is telling Diana they didn't need her that day. That's just me, though. But I agree. When Billy's getting a hold of Leilani saying, where's Quinton? Oh, his biological dad, who's never even as much as bought a box of wet wipes for him before, decided to come spend some quality time with him at 5:30 in the fucking morning. No, that didn't happen. We know that because we don't know where Quinton is and they're draining a swimming pool. That did not happen. His daddy didn't come get him. We know that. It's too Casey Anthony-esque for me. I think had Diana not gone over there that morning as well, I don't think anybody would have been pressured to call 911. Jesse, because Danny had not left for work yet. Danny had not left for work yet. Connie's back. Connie accidentally got blocked yesterday. And sometimes that happens. Don't ever take it personal. Susan told me about it, and I was like, what? So I emailed Connie, and I'm like, you're not blocked. Megan Boswell 2.0. Yep. The question is, and I had a bunch of comments about this, too many to name. Where's Leilani? Where is she? This is all about her son. Yes, it's Billy's grandson. Yes, it's Billy's grandson. Yes, it concerns Billy, but where the hell is Leilani? She was the one there. She's the one that rolled out of bed from all her beauty sleep, if she slept that night. That's up for debate. And she has nothing to say. So many people are like, why is her mug not all over TV? Why is she not hanging flyers? Why are they telling people not to hang flyers? 20 months old. 20 months old. Cindy B., I agree. Arrests are coming soon. Arrests are coming soon. All right, so this is the latest update, my friends. Hold on one moment. I did post the link again. Let's see if it works. I don't know. If not, then if you really want to talk, you'll just have to call my phone and we'll talk. Let me see. So this just came out this morning from WJCL. You're right, Britt. It is very, very toxic. This is not the environment you want a baby, a child, a teenager, anyone raised in. It is a rinse and repeat cycle that is all too common, and there is nothing jaw-dropping about Leilani losing custody of her children to the grandmother and Grandma Billy handing them right back. That is such a common occurrence, and it makes me so damn mad.
Happening right now, the desperate search for this 20-month-old little boy now heads into day 7. Today marks 1 week since Quinton Simon's mother reported him missing.
Yeah, this case has gained national attention. This morning, there are dozens of FBI agents in our area trying to find him. We want to go ahead and check in with our Nakaya Carrera, who's live in Chatham County. And Nakaya, it's been 1 week. So many people are asking about this case. What do we know this morning?
Hey, Frank and Olivia. Well, Chatham County's police department has been very tight-lipped since yesterday about, some things they have been finding. But one thing they did tell us is they have some new evidence. CCPD tweeted, "We've seized evidence that we believe will help move this case forward, and we're now working to analyze the evidence to see where it will lead us." WJCL 22 News spoke to a former prosecutor and police officer about the case who says evidence could be anything, including digital.
Going to look at everybody's digital footprint, so to speak. They're going to look and see where they've been, what they've been doing, who they've been texting, who have they been calling, who have they been emailing. And they're going to try to piece together the activities of every person who had access to this child.
He also says, as former law enforcement, every day that goes by, there's a less chance of a happy outcome. But Chatham County Police says they will continue to work to bring Quinton home. Again, Frank and Olivia, we are in day 7 of the search for Quinton Simon, and agencies all over our area continue to work to find this young boy and bring him home to his family.
Just a heartbreaking case. Nakaya, thank you so much.
You bet it's heartbreaking. Okay. Former prosecutor, I don't know if that county or not, he mentions digital evidence. Do not forget that the dogs got no scent of Quinton outside of that home. That's very important. That's important. They also drained the swimming pool. Obviously, Quinton was not in the swimming pool, and I don't think the discoloration of the pool really had that much to do with it. I think they were looking for something else. And they certainly couldn't do it with it full of water. Billy, yesterday, she said, do I have any friends that could help me fix the pool or can guide me on doing the work myself? Billy, from what I understand, I haven't had a lot of dealings with Billy. This is her way of taunting people. She knows the gravity of the situation. This is her way, from what I've been told. This is not surprising to the people that know her that she would do this. She has complained that the pump was loud. We remember Brett Buffington, the show I did about the press conference. And before I was showing the Twitter and you could clearly hear the pump. I guess there were some complaints about the pump. The liner to the pool is now messed up from these pumps. You know, they had to bring the fire department out because the crew they had before didn't get the water out fast enough. Something about a floaty being damaged. I don't know how nice this floaty is. Anyway, so that was the concern yesterday. I sense a GoFundMe in the air, guys, so just get ready for that, please. I sense a GoFundMe. I don't think she's going to have the balls of a burglar to put anything up and say this is my pool fund, but it could definitely be we need help finding Quinton fund. Elizabeth said, F that pool. In all of this, though, little Quinton is still missing. They have searched the landfill. They were out at the streets searching through not just their trash, but other neighbors' trash. I'll put the picture up because everyone is saying, no, they didn't search the trash. And hold on. They were outside the morning of, gloves on and everything, going through trash. Yes, Wolfcat, she's worried about the trash. Draining the pool is so significant, I can't even explain. You can't just go around the county because a child's missing and drain every body of water. It doesn't work that way. There's no point in talking about it, explaining it. We all know that there's a certain procedure that law enforcement has to go through before they do things like that. Money's a big factor in these cases. So for them to put the time and resources into draining the family pool is a huge deal. Swimming pools are very popular. Lots of people have swimming pools. Lots of children go missing. Sadly, lots of kids go missing. Whether they just didn't tell mom and dad where they were going and there was a panic, or they ran away, they wandered off in the woods. They don't just go and drain the family swimming pool every time. So this is actually a big deal. This is actually a big deal. So I go back to the post that Billy made on Thursday, where she said she is tired of people talking about her family. I'll put it up. Billy said, anyone that is spending their time bashing my family in these times, please don't hesitate to remove yourself from my Facebook. Everyone is already torn and broken, except Leilani. Danny's playing pool. You're fighting with Diana. You want a new swimming pool liner and floaties and water in it. Probably want the FD to kick in a bucket of chlorine while they're at it. So everyone's torn and broken, according to her. Outsiders that are okay with beating people down aren't my kind of people. People that complain about popped floaties, swimming pool liners, and go down and fight with the babysitter on camera aren't my kind of people when your 20-month-old grandson that was not supposed to be unsupervised with his biological mother are missing. Call me a snob. Call me a snob. Those aren't my kind of people. They're not on my Christmas list. They are not. Scratching Billy off my Christmas list. How rude of her to say. Not my kind of people. You can't sit with us, Billy. Don't think so. All right, what else did we have going on? I'm going to take that down. Overnight, Diana did clear up the rumors, but first we have to readdress the rumors. So here they are. I did put a new link up if anybody wants to try it. Let me see.
Exclusive video of a heated exchange between two people connected to a missing 20-month-old.
Quinton Simon has not been seen since last Wednesday morning.
Quinton was last seen at the home where he lived with his mother, her boyfriend, siblings, and grandparents. The house is located on Burkhalter Road in West Chatham County.
Lead investigative reporter Brett Buffington has been breaking new details in the story since Quinton went missing. Brett is joining us live now tonight from Chatham County Police Headquarters with the entire video of the confrontation between Quinton's grandmother and a babysitter, as well as new information in this case.
And Tina, we've learned tonight from that babysitter that Quinton Simon was part of a Department of Family and Children's Services case. That babysitter told me she talked to DCFS, and so did other people in that neighborhood.
This is my baby, not yours.
This video is absolutely jarring.
You shot at me. Do you think I would do that?
It shows the desperation of the people who love Quinton Simon.
You're awful to say you're going to put a memorial. My baby's not dead.
Quinton's grandmother in Quinton's babysitter's house.
That's my baby. I touched you and I told you I was my baby.
The intense moments recorded by Dana McCarta's daughter. Dana says Quinton's grandmother barged through her back door, mad over the thought of a memorial for the missing toddler.
My baby's not dead.
I think that she's trying to take the heat off of them.
Diana talking with us today, telling me she's called Georgia's Department of Family and Children's Services about Quinton and his siblings before.
DFACS told you there was a case.
Yes, absolutely.
Diana isn't the only neighbor here to tell us they were concerned about the children in this home.
I was afraid she was going to get hit.
We tried to get Billy Joe Howell's side of this story. She didn't answer her phone since yesterday, when federal investigators, firefighters, and Chatham police drained Quinton's grandparents' backyard pool. Grandmother Billy Joe Howell's Facebook had a post asking for help getting that pool fixed. It's been deleted.
I should not have been out of town. You did. You shouldn't have.
But the emotions in this neighborhood, they haven't gone anywhere.
Oh, it's going to be on.
Oh, there's Billy. She's not going to have a fight with nobody unless it makes the 5 o'clock news. Oh, it's going to be on the news. That's what Billy said. Oh, it's going to be on the news. All right, a lot of people are saying, how is that legal? How can Billy barge in her house? Okay, they're saying that the whole argument is over a memorial. Diana said that she told her that they were going to cook some food, put out some flyers, and have a prayer circle, not a like vigil memorial as if he's gone type of thing. So Billy goes over, she's yelling, he's not dead, my baby's not dead. I don't really think that, which is bad enough if you took it that way. I don't really think that is what did it for Billy. I don't think that is what set off the firecracker. I think Diana being on the news saying she got a text not to come over, they wouldn't let her search the house. I think that is what made her mad. So when she says you're overstepping, I don't think she means by flyers and stuff, but they don't want flyers put up. They don't. So I agree with you, Thomas, and I'm glad you're back. Wist, why did DCFS do nothing? They did. They removed custody of Zane and Quinton, gave custody to Billy. Billy did not follow the orders. Billy left the kids alone with Leilani. It's insane. The whole thing's insane. Oh, where's Summer? Said I would come up, but your whole chat would hear bleep, 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 bleep. That's okay. We're all adults. There's no PG-13 warning around here, my friend. So anyway, it goes without saying Billy shouldn't have left the kids alone. I don't know that Billy's the type that is even understanding that yet or cares. Now, if I'm being told correctly, and you know how it goes when these cases are brand new. Oh, by the way, I see you backstage, Jackie. Hello, Jackie. Does the link work?
Yes, it does. Thanks. Can you hear me?
Yeah, nice to meet you. Glad you're here.
Oh, yeah. You know what I was going to say, like you just said, how do we know for sure what is true? At this point, I believe almost none of this. But from my understanding, when they got the eviction from Billy, the children were on that.
Oh, yeah. Billy said she had no peace at her house and they're damaging her property.
Well, is she even allowed to do that?
In Billy's world, I think you can do whatever you want to do. It's just writing. Basically, it's just writing. She filed it with the court. It's not like the sheriff showed up and said, you all have to get out, because she named the children. You can't throw kids out in the street.
Right.
Well, and it didn't happen anyway. It's like I was saying on the show Monday, and I said on the show Friday. Actually, on the show Friday, I said, I don't think the grandma meant the kids. Well, she did, because it came out over the weekend on WSAV. They have it in her handwriting. My daughter is Leilani Simon and her boyfriend and 3 kids. There is no peace. They're damaging my property. I want them out. I don't want to be compensated. I don't want any monetary compensation. I want them out. She didn't specify, so she wants them out, all 5 of them. But like I said, with this family, it is such a rinse and repeat toxic cycle. She's probably threatened this eviction 1,000,005 times. I have a feeling by the next day that eviction was already forgotten about.
Yeah, you're right, because that's exactly what it seems like. I think I think it was a very toxic. I think it was a bad environment all the way around for everybody. And I mean, I know Billy has quite a criminal record herself. I'm not sure that this was ever a good place for these kids, and I don't know, because even if mom doesn't take care of them, they said they didn't ever have clean clothes on. They didn't have, they wandered the neighborhood.
Mm-hmm.
They, and the babysitter said there were belt marks on Quinton last week.
But she came out overnight and said she's not sure those bruises came from Leilani. You see what I'm saying? We're like 1 week into this, and every 5 minutes we have something else coming out of the woodwork. It's crazy.
Right. Yeah, it's really sad. It's very sad. It's not going to end well. And this pool thing, I don't even know what's going on. What kind of condition is a pool in if you have to drain it and all that?
I don't think that was so much it. I think what they wanted to get out of the pool, they needed to do with it empty. I don't care. I don't care if it was full of mud. If they're actually looking for Quinton Simon, they wouldn't need to drain the pool.
Right.
It's a swimming pool, for God's sake. It's not Lake Erie.
Right, right. Yeah, that's what I've been thinking. I'm like, that I've never heard of this.
Nope.
No, this is really, really sad. I can't. You look at that little face and you just can't believe all this. But it happens all the time. It's ridiculous.
It does. We have Jim Terry backstage. Let's see if he's going to behave. Jim, no victim shaming before you come up. Hello, Jim. How's it going?
I'm hanging in there. How are you? What do you mean victim shaming? How come you put, by the way, Kylie Rodney, it kind of looks like an accident now, doesn't it?
Well, we're not talking about Kylie Rodney. What do you think about Quinton Simon? This case is crazy.
I know that right now I am babysitting. It is not an easy thing to do. I got this chick that lives down the street from me. She works at Hooters during the day. And every once in a while she has a day shift. So she has me babysit her son, which a lot of people don't know. When I first got out of college, I was a elementary school teacher. I taught special needs in the school system in Florida for like 9 months. It was hell on earth, but I was able to do it. So I'm babysitting over here, and you know, this story definitely hits home. I'm actually here with him. He'd like to say hi to you. Is that okay?
Well, not without his mother's permission, Jim. Yeah, I had to say no victim shaming. Good try, Jim. Good try. So anyway.
Wow. What was that all about?
He's nuts. He's got a puppet in here, but I don't want it to go to something else. Turn off your camera, Jim, and you can give us your thoughts on the case.
Oh, my. Wow. Well, that was all. I just wanted to talk about the grandma wanting them out. And I honestly, the very first day I heard her crying, I really felt for her because I thought I know how I would feel with my grandkids. But, you know, since then, I've started to lose a little bit every day for her.
Well, I just don't understand what's going on with Grandma. I don't get it. Your 20-month-old grandson is missing. Your whole town is upside down, checking the landfill, checking trash, draining your swimming pool. You want help fixing the swimming pool. And you're fighting with Diana.
Right. And what was that all about? Was she literally wanting to fix it up to swim in it?
I guess she wants to go swimming. I don't know.
Well, that's crazy.
But I mean, from people that know her, they just said that she's so like anti being put in a corner and told what to do, that's really not uncommon for her to go out and taunt people. Like, I'm still going to do whatever I do. You know, then some people say she's got all kinds of guilt and stuff going on, so she's acting out this way. Then other people are like, no, that's just how she is. Then you've got Diana, who, like I said, she did another live overnight we'll look at in a second. And I think she's really trying to protect herself. I mean, she's got people taking pictures of her house, messaging her at all hours of the night, accusing her of having something to do with the disappearance of Quinton Simon. It's crazy.
So she changed her story overnight? Is that what you said earlier?
I wouldn't say she changed her story. She said overnight that CPS has been involved the entire time, which is no secret. We had the former babysitter on here on Friday, and he said soon after he quit babysitting for Leilani, CPS was very, very involved. What do they call it again in Georgia? DFACS? We all know the term CPS, but DFACS was involved. They've been involved with Quinton for a very, very long time. So they were involved. But what she said overnight was she doesn't know where the bruises came from. So as far as them being from a belt, the way she said before, and I'm not trying to make Diana look bad. I just we want the truth here. We want the facts, not the Facebook facts. We want to know what's really going on. All right, let's
Right.
see if Jim's going to behave. No camera stuff, Jim. You know how YouTube is about these things.
Listen, if I knew you didn't like children, I would not have brought him up. I apologize.
Well, Jim, I'm just that wasn't a child though, Jim.
What do you mean? Don't see, he's listening to you right now. He can hear. It's okay. It's okay. She doesn't know you. Listen, you got to be nice around him. He's very fragile. He's on medicine.
Is he on NyQuil? Because the former babysitter of Quinton Simon said one of the most uncomfortable things, and disgusting things, was that to calm down Zane and Quinton, the children were often given NyQuil.
I know it works for me. Can I see? I watched a lot of your show. I was back and forth with all the phone calls coming in. But is there any way I could see a picture of the kids?
Of Quinton?
Yes. Or of the kids. Sorry. Yes.
Okay. No victim shaming.
I'm not victim. I'm trying to find out the story. Okay. So what's the story with that kid? Is he a white kid? Is he white? What's the nationality there?
Yes.
He's a white kid?
Yes.
And where did this happen at?
Savannah, Georgia.
Okay. I know Savannah. We used to play Savannah State in college. It's a nice area, but I'm surprised this isn't a bigger story.
It is. It's nationwide. It's on News Nation. It's on NBC Nightly News. I just saw that last night.
Yeah, it does matter his race. It 100%. Let me explain something to your triggered audience.
No. Don't worry about the chat. What do you think about
race matters, and gender and sexuality matter in every missing person's case that has ever existed. If you think it doesn't and you're watching these shows, you're out of your mind. So that's why I wanted to see what the kid looked like. And now that you're telling me that it's on every news station in the country, I got 4 cases with people that have called me about black children and they can't get press. There is a definite divide with the amount of press minorities get when it comes to a missing persons case. A blonde hair, blue eye, white girl gets way more press than a 200-pound Puerto Rican girl that's the same age. It just is the way it is. It's why you see certain cases and you don't. So that's why that was interesting to me. I didn't realize asking the race of a child that's missing, which, by the way, they put on a flyer, would trigger so many people. But that's why we're at where we're at, and it's why these cases don't get solved as fast.
No, I don't think anybody's triggered. So what do you think about the case? Why do you think they drained the swimming pool? You're a private investigator. Why do you think Danny sent the text, or do you think Leilani did? It came from Danny's phone, but Danny wasn't aware of it.
Well, growing up in Clearwater Beach, Florida, with parents that had an in-ground pool, I can tell you, and it has nothing to do with being a private investigator, that draining a pool is extremely expensive because you got to fill it back up. Wow. So we had a pool for probably the entire time I was in junior high and high school. I don't remember ever draining it once. I mean, you fill a swimming pool up, especially a decent sized one, it's going to cost a lot of money. So there's massive motivation that tells me they're right off the bat with whatever went in that pool. The other thing I would want to know is I'd want to look in the filter. I don't know if you guys grew up with swimming pools, but you understand what the filter is, correct?
Yep. Had an in-ground swimming pool growing up.
Okay. Where'd you grow up? You're from Savannah?
No.
Where'd you grow up?
I'm from Oklahoma.
There is no swimming pools in Oklahoma.
Are you kidding me? Everybody has a swimming pool, whether it's ground or in-ground. It gets hot here, dude.
In Oklahoma?
Mm-hmm.
So here's the deal. The filter is the thing that would interest me the most for any sort of clue to anything. But yeah, draining a swimming pool throws up a red flag because it's just not something somebody does often, unless it's even when the pool has a crack in it. They can fix those things without draining them nowadays. So that tells me that something pretty severe went on here.
Well, it's the police that asked to have it drained. They sent a company out to drain the pool, and it wasn't getting done fast enough, so they sent the fire department out to do it. And then Billy put this up yesterday that she wants her pool fixed now.
Well, like I said, if you drain a pool, there's something pretty heavy going on there, no matter who ordered it done or who had it. And there's people in the chat saying, yeah, the filter is where you need to check. And basically that to me tells me a lot. Anybody that would order that pool to be done that way thinks that there's something definitely going on there. That's the first thing that sticks out to me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and now I'm a racist because I asked to see the race of the child that's missing. That is, you said your chat isn't triggered. Are you out of your mind?
We're the coolest people on YouTube, my friend.
That doesn't mean they're not triggered.
Nope, I didn't say that. Everybody gets triggered, but that's not the point here. No, they're not. They're fine. They're really super cool people. I think it's just like we're talking about Quinton, not about race baiting or the dynamics of cases. You know what I'm saying?
But you need to know the race of a child. You need to know the sexuality of a person. You need to know the height and the weight. I mean, there's just things that you need to know. And I'm, like I said, before your show today, I'd never heard of this case. Never heard of it.
Really?
No, never heard of this case. I'm sure it's everywhere. Listen, every 6 days, every 8-day news cycle, there's a new white kid missing. It just is what it is. It's the flavor of the week. That's why you hope they figure these things out so quick. I mean, there's like 5 or 6 of these things going on in Idaho right now where I have a license. So it's, they come and they go pretty quick. This one I'm not as aware of. That's why I was tuned in and glued to what you're doing over here.
Well, I appreciate it, Jim. Thanks for coming by.
All right. Hey, listen, God bless. And I appreciate everything you do over here. Jim Terry TV. Jim Terry TV. God bless.
Thanks, Jim. Let's have a big round of applause for Jim Terry coming up. Now, I didn't know Quinton was Hawaiian, but I heard that they didn't know exactly who his father is. So, all right. So back to the swimming pool. He agreed. I think we can all agree that they didn't go out and drain the pool just because of the color of the water. There's obviously something a little more significant going on there. Now, as of yesterday, they said they have seized evidence that they think is going to make this case move forward. Sonny said his father is Bubba Moss. That's what I've been hearing too. But the babysitter that was on here on Friday, not Diana, the babysitter, the former babysitter, said that was always a question. I don't know. I'm just not going to say Bubba's the daddy, and he's not. That can create a lot of problems.
Yeah, Jaden also had said something about Billy's not so innocent herself, or no, she has her own vices or something like that. Did he not?
Oh, he did.
Yeah, he had quite a bit to say.
Yeah, he certainly did. Hang on, I lost something here. Well, when he was talking about the NyQuil and her beating up the boyfriends and everything, I'm serious. I about lost it. I was getting so mad, not at him, right, but just that given a baby NyQuil, it clearly says 12 and over. It clearly says 12 and over.
Oh, I can't handle NyQuil.
20-month-old.
No, NyQuil knocks me on my ass.
Me too, and I can't get up the next day even. So I won't take it myself. I couldn't even imagine giving it to a baby. But I obviously you give kids medicine that they need to have when they are sick, not when they're on your nerves, and that's what that's like a Casey Anthony thing or something, and that's what makes you wonder, was it maybe even just an accident, or you assume it was an accident, whatever happened. But I don't know that. I don't know. I can't. Obviously, I don't have any idea what happened. But for them to know at 5:30 they didn't need a sitter, and it's not what they were saying. There's no way. As far as I'm concerned, it happened the night before, maybe.
I think something went down overnight, and I don't know. I'm obviously not investigating this case. I do not have a badge in Savannah, Georgia. Certainly not one of the 40 agents that's on the ground looking for little 20-month-old Quinton. But just for Danny not to know about the text, Diana to get the text, came from Danny's phone, if we can believe Danny. We don't know because we're so early in this. Diana to say it's weird because whether they had something to do that day or not, they would still need a babysitter. We know how they are. Even if they just want to sit there and look at the wall, they're still going to use a babysitter. They don't want to take care of their kids.
Right. That's a definite red flag right there because, well, she didn't even work anyway.
Yeah. And I really think that's what made Billy so mad, is that Diana put that out there. They still use me whether they're going to work or not, because Danny does have a job. Leilani, I don't know what her job is. But that was one of the things she said. She let out about the text. They told me not to come over. You know, the police got there at like 9:42 in the morning. But now we have Danny in Atlanta. The chief said on Monday, we're still talking to everyone. Everyone is still a suspect, I guess you want to say. But Danny's in Atlanta.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, hang on, I'll show you.
Wow.
This is Danny on Twitter being pool yesterday. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So that's Danny. Danny is in Atlanta. Sleuthy said it also clearly says not to use for the purposes of sedating your child. You got that right. Gaelic, this is a baby. This is a baby. This is a baby. April, if you could turn your camera off, I'll bring you up, my friend. Who else is backstage? Lana's backstage. I'm going to rotate everybody here. Let's say hi to April. How you doing, April?
I'm doing pretty good this morning. How about y'all?
Good. What's going on? Are you from the area?
No, I'm not from the area. I'm over here in Texas. So
You're my neighbor.
Oh, yeah. Where are you at?
Oklahoma.
Oh yeah, we're right next door.
I'm your backyard. I'm your backyard, my
Yeah,
friend.
that's right.
Go on your big win over the weekend. That's quite embarrassing. Hard to show your face around Oklahoma in a school shirt.
No, y'all would get it.
Oh yeah, always a national championship contender. Something went very, very wrong this year. So what do you think about the case of Quinton Simon?
Oh man, I mean, it's just unbelievable, really. Everything I'm learning about it just breaks my heart so much. I have little ones his age, and they only live with me half the time, so I can't even imagine. You know what I mean? The NyQuil thing, like, well, I don't even take NyQuil.
I know that the NyQuil thing was still going on after it was reported to CPS. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. I know that it was going on when Jaden was watching. He wasn't doing it.
Right. He observed or heard. Right.
When they investigated the house and they got the phone calls, I have a feeling this is when Zane and Quinton, because she was not living with her mother at the time, that in this diaper bin where the diapers, you have to take your trash out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I know it. Oh, we lost Jackie. The diapers had been in the bin, in the whatever, in the diaper pail, whatever you want to call it, trash can.
Right.
There was maggots in the diaper.
Oh my God. No, that's been there. I mean, it had to be at least a week, right?
Mm-hmm.
For it to be at that stage of, because that's larva stage, right? So, I mean, it has to be a week.
I don't leave stuff sitting around. I've never done the maggot in a diaper.
No, well, that happens outside at my house. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, if you leave your trash in your trash pail for a week, you know what I mean, outside in Texas, for sure, I know you'll have, if you open that thing up, it's gonna be full of maggots. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, mine goes out twice a week at our house now. But I know previous years I have seen that, and inside the house there's maggots. I mean, no children should be in a house where there's maggots.
No. No.
I mean, and a trash pail, you're talking about a little trash can inside the room, probably. I mean, he could just get into that. He could go, at his age, they're so curious about everything. I mean, I'd be scared to go get into the trash pail and get anything out of there. Obviously they're not watching them all the time. If they're able to get outside of the house, that, neighbors have said they're outside all the time by themselves and stuff. I'm in disbelief that something didn't happen earlier, actually.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, between the definite uncleanliness, Jaden talked about how he was always having trouble getting wet wipes and things like that.
Oh, wow.
She was like, no, just wet a paper towel. Babies have different skin, and we know
you can tear their little skin like that.
Yeah, we know where we're using the wet wipes. We don't use just Dollar Tree paper towels on a baby's bottom.
Right. No, you cannot do that. Mm-mm.
So now we have, besides Billy scrapping with Diana, we have the children have been removed.
Okay.
Dan wants custody of Sky, his little baby girl, him and his parents.
Uh-huh.
I don't know. Do we believe Danny or not? Now, mind you, this is early in the case, and we can change our mind anytime. Do we believe Danny or not? We haven't heard from Danny.
Right.
Just his friends on Twitter and people that know Danny.
Okay. Yeah, that's a tough one right now. You know what I mean? I just feel like anybody involved or that's living in the house where this child disappeared from should be under some kind of an investigation.
Hands down.
Now, I mean, sure, you want your kids. I understand you want your kids, but where's your other kid? Where's the other kid that was in that house? Where'd he go? I mean, you're an adult too. You can't tell me that you don't know what's going on in the house you're living in with your girlfriend or whatever,
Mm-hmm. Well, in here, like Sleuthy, I agree with Sleuthy 100%. I mean, Danny had his child removed as well. I'm just saying, it's not like they gave Sky to Danny and said, okay, Danny, while you're playing pool with your buddies in Atlanta, it's okay for you to take your newborn daughter.
Right.
Danny was not given custody. He said he's going to fight for custody. There's not a fight unless there's something for you to fight against. So what's the deal, Danny? You must be as cleared as you think.
Right.
The chief certainly didn't clear you.
Right. Because unless somebody's been cleared already, then there's no telling what the police actually think about them.
No.
Not until everything gets going, and they start letting out some information.
It just doesn't work that way. If you don't give children to the biological parent, there's a big, big problem.
Exactly. And so if he doesn't have custody, there's a reason for that, So
wouldn't he be the most likely choice if he's not involved in this?
Right. Yeah, most definitely. That's what I would think. Of course, that's in Texas for sure. That's how it is. They want reunification with the parents if possible. But Texas is very hard on that now, though. They've changed a lot of their rulings because of some of these cases, or a lot of the laws now because of some of these cases. And when little kids are involved, they remove first and ask questions later in Texas now, at least in my area. So it's got to get like that other places though, like going and doing a little, check-in. I've heard on a couple of these cases, CPS is already involved when these kids are missing or, unfortunately found not alive anymore on some of these cases. And it's like, how were they there and didn't remove them with some of these things that they're seeing?
We've had so many
bruises,
because we've had so many social workers on our panel that could bite through nails. They're so mad. They explain the job. They explain what's called the minimum standard of care and what they can and can't do. It's insane. So let's all thank April for coming up. I'm going to rotate out the panel real quick, and then we're going to get to some more news conferences. Oh, you're muted. April, you're muted.
Oh, y'all have a good day. I'll be listening. I'll be around.
All right, make sure you sub while we're switching out panelists. You guys make sure you hit the sub button.
Okay.
Don't unsub, sub. Let's see what Erica's doing. And everybody, I see all of you backstage. I'm going to get to you one at a time. Don't you worry. Hello, Erica. How are you, my friend?
Hey, Brooks. I'm doing pretty good.
You sound all bright and chipper this morning. Did you have a V8?
No, I had 2 cups of coffee.
You don't drink coffee usually.
Yeah, I do.
Oh, well, that's a new change for you. Okay, for some reason I thought you weren't a coffee drinker. So, of course, you're in Discord, and we've been talking about Quinton for, a week now. What do you think is going on? Where is Leilani? Why is she not confronting the music? Why is she not addressing what's going on? This isn't just her town. This is the whole nation saying, where's Quinton?
Oh, Leilani knows she's in trouble.
Yes.
She knows she's in trouble. I think Billy's done for.
Mm-hmm.
In the freaking pool.
In the pool. Mind you, Leilani did not have an attorney until Friday. So we had Wednesday, we had Diana on the news, not Leilani. I want to tell you with Leilani, she has a pattern of posting on social media. She's not one of those people like me, my personal page, okay? My personal Instagram, my personal Facebook, you never hear from me. Nobody even knows if I'm alive on those pages, okay? It could be a good year and I come on there going, oh my God, everybody told me happy birthday last month. That's how much I look at it. Of course, I use social media for the channel and for my job. But anyway, she is a frequent poster. Sort of like Candace Wells, sort of like Letitia Staunch, sort of like Crystal Sorey. Not that Crystal Sorey has anything to do with Harmony Montgomery's disappearance, but she did not use any social media to alert the public that she could not find Quinton Simon. I find that very, very distressing. That is a huge red flag for me. She also is not a shy girl. She's not shy. She's pretty proud of herself, okay? She did not accept any media offers to go on camera pleading for her child. Diana is she's the one that initially addressed everyone. So as far as her having an attorney, her attorney will allow her to talk to the media. Lots of people have attorneys and they still plead for their children, do they not? She's not. We're 1 weekend and not a peep out of Leilani. What do you think of that?
Like I said, I think she knows she's in trouble. I feel like she's guilty.
Mm-hmm. Could she have done this herself? Because I don't believe Quinton is in that home. I do find it odd that the dogs lost scent outside of the house, which means he was carried out of the house.
Oh, no, she didn't do it by herself.
Okay. Sarah says she could have done it herself. But now, according to Danny, he saw, don't forget, Danny's not off the hook here. Danny might be playing pool in Atlanta with his friends. Danny said he saw him in his pack and play. Danny said he saw him in his pack and play. So between telling Diana we don't need you at 5:30, 5:39, whatever, Danny seeing him in the pack and play, then we get a hold of Diana. I'm just not convinced that Danny's not part of this.
Me neither. I am not convinced. I believe Leilani and Danny did something.
Mm-hmm. I was asking Jaden because he knows her personally. He does not know Danny. I was asking him on Friday. I said, would she cover for Danny? What if Danny, I don't know these people. So I'm just asking these questions. I'm not accusing, I'm asking. Would she cover for Danny if Danny did something? He said, oh yeah, she would. He said, she certainly would. I said, oh. He said, she's psycho about her boyfriends. She's psycho. She's like a stage 5 clinger.
Oh boy.
Yeah. Now, hold on 1 second. Jennifer, the boyfriend passed the polygraph. The mom failed it. Where has that been reported? I have looked at WJCL. I have looked at WSAV. I've looked everywhere. I cannot find anything besides Facebook comments that says that they have that anyone has passed, failed, or even taken a polygraph. I don't doubt it, and I do not hook my cart to polygraphs. For those of you that are new here, that's just how I feel about them, because there are people like Russ Faria that have failed them miserably that were innocent. There are people that are guilty of sin that have passed them. That and rewards don't make my hair stand up. I just wonder, does anybody know what news publication has said that polygraphs were administered, one passed, one failed? Because I'm looking everywhere. Let me know. Just Me said true story. If Just Me says true story, you know it is. Go ahead, Erica. I didn't mean to interrupt you. Go ahead, babe.
Yeah, I don't put too much stake in polygraphs either anymore. Like, there are multiple ways you can fail them. There are multiple ways you can pass them.
Yeah. Curtis, we lost you backstage and you were next. Curtis, if you want to grab the link again, you were next, my friend. Let's look at, I'm going to bring Curtis. Curtis, I need you to turn your camera off. I believe it's you, Curtis. Somebody said I saw my name. Brooks, do you know if Danny saw him? Saw who? I don't know if Danny saw Quinton or not. The first news report that I saw, which I'm going to assume was based off the police report, I hope that WSAV wasn't reporting based on Facebook, because I get real tired of that stuff, said that he saw him in the pack and play at 6 a.m. But that when she woke up, the door was open. Okay, where Summer said she believes she did it by herself. Let's see what Curtis has to say. Quinton, I do not know if Danny saw him or not. I do not know. If he did see him, he says he doesn't know, but he didn't send the text. If he did see Quinton in his pack and play, there is a very good possibility he saw a deceased Quinton. I'm not trying to be crass. I'm not trying to be gross or upset anyone. If Danny passed a polygraph, which I do not hitch my cart to, Curtis, grab the link again. You're next. If he did, then he could have very possibly seen a deceased Quinton. That's sad to say. Let's see what AZ has to say. Hello, AZ. How are you?
Hey, Z.
Not connected. Hello, Curtis. What's going on?
Yes, can you hear me?
You bet.
What's up,
All right.
Curtis?
I have met with this family for 2 days. I came in from out of town due to me.
Hold on 1 second. This family, as in Billy?
Yes.
Billy in the gang? All right, I need to hear this.
I have met with Billy. I went, like I said, I was out of town working due to me losing a child. This hit me hard.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
I went in with no knowledge of this case. I know nothing working out of town. I come in, my aunt posted, God bless this family. I found out something. I found out where it was going on, and I went. There's a lot that's not, I don't think really has been brought to light.
Oh,
that I have seen. I sat back with this family unbiased with no idea of anything. But my theory is between 2 and 5, that back door was left open by the ADT records. And I really think the baby went out and fell in the pool.
So their security system, the ADT.
Yes. Their son, their oldest, I think their oldest son pulled it up and could show that, because I heard at one time everybody was pointing at front door. Front door was null and void. The time frame on the front door showed somebody else who admitted in front of me, that was me. I went outside to smoke a cigarette. The ADT showed back door was left open from 2 to 5 in the morning.
Oh.
I do believe, honestly, from me sitting back, and at first I was all about being on the grandparent side. I was, because I was looking at it in this aspect. Grandma had custody of 2 older children. Youngest child was not. Being grandma trying to protect the grandkids, but on the other hand, being mama trying to say, all right, she's a young mother, she needs help. But now, after I have seen some more of the information, I have backed out. I haven't even volunteered anymore to look, dive, or anything.
Well, let me ask you this, and we're just having a conversation, because I'm not doubting that you were told that. I imagine
I was sitting with the whole family as everything was being discussed.
Who was present? Who was there?
All right. As I said, I don't really know all names. I call grandma, grandpa, grandma, grandpa. Then
So
you have
now hang on, but we need their names. So
Billy and I can't remember her husband's name.
Tommy Howell?
Maybe. Yes, maybe.
Okay, and who was there?
Now everybody was asking about him. He was out of town in maybe Carolina working. What questions would you like to ask? And I'll answer from what I have seen.
Okay, well, hang on, because her husband or boyfriend partner was on the news with her, but you're saying he wasn't present for this. He's in Carolina working.
No, he was back.
He was back. Okay, sorry.
I met him, long-haired fella. Yes, I met him. Real nice guy.
So her partner was there. What about
Billy's? Yes, I call it grandma, grandpa.
Okay, so Billy and her partner Tommy, whatever she calls him, Thomas, whatever. Then you say, okay, so what about the mom, Leilani?
I met Leilani, and I met what's his name?
Danny.
Danny, yes, long-haired guy. No facial, no body language, no expression. You can say, oh, they're shocked. No, there's no way. Mm-hmm. Not this type. No crying, no tears, no. After you've been behind a closed wall crying and you come out and you've got that stutter breathing. If you understand what I'm saying, nothing until the back door was mentioned being open from 2 to 5 and they cut their eyes at each other. Okay, well,
did you happen to ask them? Okay, so the door was open from 2 to 5. Leilani went out to smoke, didn't shut it, whatever.
No. The front door was accounted for being open around 11ish. And like I say, I don't have all my time frames, but I know 2 to 5 that back door was opened by ADT. It's readout.
All right, so that door, I really don't even care what door at this point. Did you ask them, where's Quinton then? If Quinton fell in the pool and drowned, where's Quinton? Someone got rid of Quinton.
My theory is, honestly, from hearing and from the mother and everything, that this young couple are on drugs real bad. My theory from sitting back and watching is this young'un, that the back door got left open. This young'un went out because within 8 feet of the back door is the in-ground. Mm-hmm. I don't know. They have 2 doors side by side. One is barricaded as a baby preventative on a sheltered area, and there's a door right beside it on the other side of the little baby gates that they had set up with no protection.
And kids getting in and I'm getting out, and I understand kids can drown in the bathtub. You walk out the phone. This would have been over a week ago. We would have never heard about this. This would have been on their local news. It would have been a 2-second segment, maybe on the morning news. The next morning, a toddler drowned in a Savannah swimming pool. That would have been it.
Why hide it?
Yeah, that's my question. Did you ask them as you were sitting there with Leilani, Danny, Billy, and her Facebook husband? Did you ask them, then where is Quinton? I don't care about the door being open, shut, or the damn thing off the hinges. Then where's Quinton?
I didn't have to. I watched the family cuss each other out and asked, "Where the hell's this youngin'? You've killed this baby." I didn't have to ask. Everybody else was asking as I sat back.
Who was saying that to who?
Grandma, Grandpa, Billy, and Tommy, Grandpa, Grandma, Grandpa.
So they were yelling at Leilani.
Man, I'm surprised how many news people was in the front yard trying to catch a peek. Nobody's seen it. And I'm telling you this is for me sitting with them hurting for 2 days. That's where something just drew me to help this family, thinking one way and then seeing something different.
Mm-hmm. I imagine that was pretty uncomfortable for you. I know that my skin would have been crawling. So
yeah, it was.
What was Leilani's reaction when they were screaming at her saying you killed the baby?
They asked her, let me kind of recall some. You killed my baby. Where's that baby? And no facial reaction. I think a comment was made, if I remember. You lost something. Now you lost me too.
How did you make an introduction with them that they allowed you in and they explained that the ADT camera and everything? I'm just curious. I'm not doubting you.
I went in. Security was all there. I remember you having FBI across the street. 2 fellas, don't know no names. Talked to, as I walked back across the street, one of our local channels tried to interview me, and I told him, "Yo, I know nothing. I come into this with no clue." And I met 2 people at the gate and introduced myself. I told them where I was with no media, no police organization. I wanted to see maybe if something is said and I could go in that direction and look. I told them my story of my child, and they accepted me in.
So you were just basically in the midst of them fighting, and you didn't even get a chance to ask, okay, look, you guys say that ADT says that the door's open.
Oldest son, ADT runs through his phone, I think. And he pulled it. He's like, "Hey, well, that door, da 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 da," and then it showed where the back door was open from 2 o'clock in the morning to 5 o'clock in the morning.
What day were you there meeting with the family?
I came in from Florida. I went down south of home for a night. Come back up. Let me think. It was the day I was there when DFACS administered the day that DFACS administered the drug test at the home.
What day was that? Were you there? Okay, so he went missing on Wednesday. Was it Thursday? Because I heard that the drug tests were done on Thursday and the interrogation took place Thursday into Friday. That's what I heard. I don't know that for a fact.
I can't remember day for day, honestly. I was working in Florida. I came home. Actually, I would actually pull some information up on my phone, but I'm afraid I'll lose you.
Well, you can come back up. That's fine.
But me finding this stuff, I'm not real tech savvy.
Okay.
I just happened to stumble. I've been hitting stuff trying to follow for new stuff, for new information on this child. And I hit this and it showed where you was just doing this live.
Well, I'm glad you're here, Curtis. I am. So hang around because we're going to be following this case for a long time, it seems.
Yeah, because like I said, this is like 30 minutes from my house.
But you were back from Florida. You live near Savannah. So
Yeah, I live right outside of Savannah.
well, I think everyone's question is, okay, so the son says the security camera, he has the app or this camera shows that the door was open from 2 to 5.
Yeah.
So somebody would have got it up at 5 in the morning, realized that Quinton was in the pool. That's the story now.
My theory is they found that baby before 5, just did something with this youngin, and then called your said babysitter, and said, we don't need you.
But then where's Quinton?
That's what I'm trying to find out myself.
Because whether there was an accident or not, there's still a very major crime going on here because his little body.
A baby's missing. Yes, I understand that 100%. I understand that. Believe me, I have beat myself up for the last for the first those 2 days I was with that family. I was looking anywhere and everywhere. If somebody's like, well, they might not have looked, I went in that direction.
Right. Have you heard from them? Because let me see.
I have not heard from them. All right, what is today? Today is Thursday, Wednesday.
Today's Wednesday, the 12th. So
okay, so I did not. So it had to be Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I spent the day with them. 2 days. The day that they. Well, I still don't know that.
Well, that's
what day that was.
Have you talked to the police and told them this?
I'm pretty sure everybody else probably has. I was temporarily detained because I was parked on private property and I tore out looking down a back area, but I knew that it would have been too thick of an area for a baby of his size to go through because I fell down the hills to sticker bushes into the mud pits. And honestly, if that child went out that back door due to the way the backyard is set up, I do not think that child could have walked out that backyard.
Well, no, especially after
fencing and everything. I walked it. I looked. There's no way I could have seen that this child could have came out this backyard.
Mm-hmm.
Whose fault? I don't know. All I know is you have some things about ADT being the door showing, and then 45 minutes of the door being closed, they're calling to say we don't need a babysitter.
Mm-hmm. Let me go over the days with you real quick because maybe it'll refresh your memory. Now, you said detained. Were you in jail overnight?
No. They stopped me. I was parked at an old company that I used to work for years ago, and I just tore out looking. They called about my vehicle there, and the detectives was there. When I got back to my vehicle, they stopped me, questioned me, asked me, and I told them, I said, hey, so I don't get nothing mixed up, I said, please, let's go through my phone. And then that showed my time frames of where I was at, because why are you just here looking? It could look funny. One person coming in looking for something, or you looking, or you hide.
Did you know them before? Because
never.
They're guarded.
Never.
They're guarded. They're not going to answer the phone or anything like that.
I know nothing about them. All I know is a family was missing a child. And I was off of work, and I was like, you know what? I have nothing better to do.
Well, let's go through the days. So Quinton went missing on the 5th, so a week today.
Okay, that would be Wednesday.
Yes.
Today.
A week today. So the drug tests, from my understanding, were administered on Thursday the 6th. The interrogation of Danny and Leilani.
Hang on. I know the last day I was there, they had him by himself questioning him while she was at the other family members with the children.
But you said Danny was there.
Yes. What I'm saying is, I met them the first day. Yes. Danny and Leilani.
How many times did you go to the house?
The first day, I introduced myself.
Just
multiple. I left for a while, went and looked in the area, come back, talked with them, sat with them, prayed with them. The next day, I went and checked a place called Salt Creek.
So
then I went back to the family.
So you basically you were also searching for Quinton, and that's why
Yes.
Questioned by
Yes. That's how I got involved.
Okay. So you are actually searching for Quinton, which makes more sense because you're from the area. You got stuck, you got detained. You know, that sounds like you went to jail, by the way. So you just
No. He just told me, he said, "You're not arrested, you're being detained." They asked me questions and I understood. I mean, I really do. I had two families in the police force. Two family members over time. And I knew what was going on. But I told them so there was no mistakes to be made. I sat right there and I was able to scroll my phone and show everything I said. And then they lightened up.
Okay, good. But you said you were at the house multiple times.
Yes.
But
in those 2 days.
You did not know Billy, her husband, or partner.
I know this family by no way at all until I met them.
Okay, that's fine. So, but you've met with them multiple times. So, but we're a week into this.
Yes.
Okay, so what days did you meet with them multiple times? Because they were
it was either Friday, Saturday, Sunday. It was 2 days back to back. And then I'm like, and my wife said, "Hey, this is taking too much of a toll on you. You're in this too deep because of your past, of what I've been through." And she's like, "You have to lay back. You're letting it get to you too much." So I just stopped. I'm gonna guess Saturday, Sunday.
Okay.
It's either Friday and Saturday or Saturday and Sunday.
All right. So just tell us about the exchange with Billy, her husband, Leilani, and Danny. You're saying that
Leilani and Danny had no kind of expression to them. There was no, "I'm missing a child, I'm missing anybody." You know what I'm saying? There was nothing. There was no expression. It was all grandma, grandpa, and the rest of the family. Mm-hmm. I mean, her own brothers, Leilani's own family members, I mean, they're saying practically they believe that it was them. And from what I heard from the family, and I heard you talking about something just a minute ago before you got me on here, about him being crazy about, or to me, from what the family says, she's the puppet master. He's the puppy.
Mm-hmm.
So from going by her own family, if anything happened, it was her and he was, "You got to help me cover up" type saying. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm just very perplexed as to now, and I'm not surprised by this at all, that we have yet another story. So the door is left open from 2 to 5 a.m.
Yes, that's the back door leading to the pool.
Okay. And he showed this to you on his phone, the brother.
They were discussing it. I did not have to see it. He's like, "I've got this all on my phone," and he was running through it because one person said that front door late opening was me. I went outside to smoke a cigarette.
Who went outside to smoke a cigarette?
Another brother. There's 3 of those siblings. There's Leilani. I think a younger brother, maybe about 20-ish, 21-ish, and an older brother. And the younger brother made the comment, "That was me on the front porch. I went outside to smoke a cigarette." So I don't know what you've heard, but from here, down here, it was a lot of, everybody was pointing at the front door, front door, front door. I don't believe the front door was involved.
Well, it couldn't be because you said that the ADT said it was the door leading to the pool. That's why I said I
Yes.
think it's not the front door. So the two brothers, well, where were they when Quinton?
One brother lives there, I think. One brother doesn't. And me, at first, I took off defending the grandparents because, hey, there's another adult in the house that could have helped keep an eye. You know what I'm saying? But from what I'm hearing, there was so much fussing and fighting in there, it was nothing for him to just think, oh, here we go again, and him just turn his TV up to drown them out.
So he wouldn't have known because he keeps his TV up so much that he
because of the other people arguing.
Sounds to me, since he didn't show you the phone and supposedly the police, anybody that was in the house when Quinton disappeared, the police have their phone.
Yes, the phone the one who read off the ADT does not live there. I think it's kind of in his name, or when they got it set up, he just run an app through his phone.
So that's probably the brother who says Leilani steals for drugs.
Most likely, yeah.
Okay.
He's not younger. He's not the younger one, but I think he's younger than me. And I'm in my 40s.
Oh, because we obviously know it's not the brother that's in prison.
No. And to me, I don't know. To me, that's kind of null and void because you know what? I can't make my children do something. If they step out and do something, that's on them. I can't be held responsible. I train my kids the way they should go. Which way they go, that's them.
Right. No, yeah, I got it. No, I'm just saying that, people are saying about the brother. We know it's not the brother in prison. But the brother.
No, there's two other brothers.
Yeah. So they're both there. So you had.
They were there. They were there when I got there, or no, the older one came in later. If I remember right, people was in and out.
Okay. So basically, you had the whole family reunion. But you heard Billy and Billy's husband. I'm just going to call him husband. I don't have to.
I think he's husband. I think I heard they've been together 12 years. So I'm thinking they're married. I don't know.
Okay. Well, I'm not going to go into all these labels and stuff. I get tired of that. Billy and her husband. I'm just going to call him husband.
Yes. When I talked to him, it was grandma, grandpa, mama, boyfriend, baby daddy.
What did you call him?
If I needed their attention until I got to know their name, grandma, grandpa. And then you had mama and baby daddy boyfriend. So that's what I called them until I figured out names.
Did Danny answer to baby daddy boyfriend?
I didn't have nothing to do with him. I did not talk to those two. I watched them from the background. There's just a vibe I got that I was just like, no, something ain't right. For somebody to have lost their child in an abduction or anything, there should be, I don't care about shock. I don't care about I'm telling you, there was no reaction, no body language, no nothing.
Yeah, I mean, Leilani is acting like this isn't even going on from our,
Yes.
She's on the news. She I understand that her phone is not in her possession now. I'm sure Billy's probably bought her another phone. She knows she can get a hold of the internet. She knows how to use it. When all this happened, there was no public pleading, someone help me find Quinton, someone help me find my son. But
true that.
But they're telling you that their belief is that ADT is telling them he's very.
The older brother is run through his phone. Or I don't know. I say the older brother. That would be Leilani's brother, or grandpa's oldest son.
Okay, it would be Billy's because they don't have children together.
Yes.
Anyhow, so that's the story that they're telling you, which I'm going to assume they're telling other people,
I don't know who all they've discussed that with.
No,
I was sitting back when the oldest son said, "I'm going through my phone."
Mhm.
And I didn't exactly see it, but he knew enough of the times that the younger brother said that was me on the porch smoking. So
Okay.
he was obviously tied in.
So what he's saying is the security cameras.
The door sensors was showing open from 2 o'clock to 5 o'clock ish.
2 o'clock to 5 o'clock. We'll just use those numbers. They're
Yeah.
not going to work for me.
I mean, it could be a minute off, a minute forward. You know what I'm saying? But it was, if I remember, it was a time frame between 2 and 5 a.m.
Hang on one second. Guys, we know that there's a brother in prison, but there's other siblings. That's who he's saying is there. All right. So he was saying that the camera caught him outside smoking, that he has the app on his phone. Did they mention anything about the police having this? Because what they are doing, my friend, is concocting a story and they're feeding it to you.
Well, I'm gonna tell you, brother was not happy. Brother was not like taking no side. Brother's like, if you did this, I hope you. I mean, there was no. You're concocting a story for Curtis. This was pure out anger.
How long were you in the house on the times that you visited, and do you have plans to go back?
I went in just a couple of times. I prayed with Tommy and some other guy. I went in one other time on a short time frame the second day to tell grandma, hey, I got stuff I have to take care of. I got to go. Do I plan on going back? I'm not for sure because I let this get to me too much.
Okay.
But as in clearness of the mind, after I've stepped back and heard the babysitter live thing, it made me open my eyes up to what I heard and what was coming from prior to where it all just flowed together.
So now you're convinced there's foul play. You weren't sure about it before you made the multiple visits.
After I made the after I heard about the ADT door sensor for the back door, I went to that baby got in that pool from listening to everything else. The only thing there's either baby got in the drugs in the house, baby fell in that pool, or either they slung that baby around that room. There's your three options. There's nothing else that you could have.
Where's the baby?
That's the option I don't know nothing about.
Okay.
If I knew let me tell you what, if I knew where that baby was, it would kill me to find that young and after what I've been through. But I would let you know where that baby was.
I think you know them.
I do not know them. It caused me and my family to get into an argument because I bucked against my family. I do not know them. I promise you.
Okay, it's fine.
No. If you're going to say you think and kind of make an accusation, no, that's not cool.
Well, it's not.
My heart went out to a family who was missing a child.
Listen, I don't know you, so it can't be personal. There's something though. Did you tell the police about this exchange? Because I'm telling you, my friend.
I told them that I had been with the family because they asked me who was outside in the yard, what kind of vehicles was there. I explained to them. I told them, I said, I don't know all this stuff. I said, here's what I do know. Curtis, I said, I know the color of their house. I was able to tell them that. I don't know who all was there. There was multiple people there, skinny people, big people, little people. I mean, I could not explain who everybody was. I was able to tell them that I sat most of the time with the family up under a canopy, a metal carport canopy type thing beside an RV parked up under it in the, I would say, backside yard.
Oh, I saw that on the news.
There you go. That's where you see that canopy, that metal carport. That's where I spent most of my time with the family.
So you weren't inside the house. You spent most of the time out
Twice.
by the pool, by the RV.
Everybody was out there. I went into the house twice. I went in with Tommy, Grandpa. Had spoke with him and another person. And then the next day when I went to leave, I spoke with Grandma or Billy. Is that the name? Billy?
Mm-hmm.
I spoke with her and a few other ladies in the house.
And let me apologize. It's not an accusation. It's not a crime to know them. But I would understand.
I don't know them.
Let me finish because that came off very, very badly. And that's not what I was trying to say. Knowing them is not a bad thing.
I don't.
It's not, it would make more sense for you to say, listen, I know them. But then again, it would make more sense to know all this stuff, but be like, I don't really know them. I think a lot of people, if you go to other panels or come back here, which you are welcome to do anytime, are going to ask you these questions like they just let you in. They're going to have
yes. I introduced myself to them and I told them my life story. I told them I was not affiliated with no kind of police, the FBI or nothing.
Let me ask you this.
I was there to help.
Okay, how many now? So you were there, you said Saturday, Sunday.
It was either Friday, Saturday, or Saturday and Sunday. I don't remember my days. I got so much going on, you know.
Oh, I got you. You got a lot. You do have a lot going on.
I'm married with 6 kids, so.
Oh hell, let me tell you. So there's been a very heavy media presence at that house and on that block.
One day, my first day there, the media was like piranhas and scavengers.
But
the next day, they were not. They were parked down on a side cutoff road. You had your 3 main locals here.
Mm-hmm.
And that was it. And then after a little while, 2 of them left. One, I think, went to the babysitter's house. But other than that, the second day I was there, it was like quiet, just a Sunday afternoon in the neighborhood.
Well, let me ask you this. Now I know you don't keep up with your days, but you've been trying to find things on the case. So the local
I know.
Hang on. I'm trying to help you.
Yeah.
Local law enforcement put a tip line out. It's scrolling at the bottom of my screen. I think it'd be very important for you to call that tip line and say that they say that they have an ADT app on the brother's phone that has the door that leads to the pool adjacent from 2 a.m. to 5 a.m. and that the family members were very upset with Leilani and flat out accusing her of killing Quinton. I think that would be very important information.
Actually, I have one of the sergeant's phone numbers, now that you mention it, in my truck that I spoke with before I left my dad's house to go help.
Okay.
Actually, I think his name was actually Sergeant Dennis.
Because, we're here for
I lost the card.
Because we're all here for Quinton. So I think that's really important information for the to have. And it needs to come from you.
To me,
people that
I will. You're 100%. I will. And I figured how the brother was angry and not like, oh, poor sissy. I believe they already have that information. Because as I sit back, then you start seeing them focusing on the pool. Mm-hmm. A lot more.
Now that pool
in the last day or so. So me personally, I'm thinking they already know about this app.
Well, it doesn't matter. They can hear it again because this is important information. That's their job. Now let me ask you this. You were there. What was the condition of the pool? Clear water?
Green. Is that pool's been dirty a minute. Yeah. The pool's been dirty a minute.
Okay, well, you can't assume they have this information. We're talking about people that have been harboring a child abuser, a killer, probably. So you can't assume that anyone in that house has handily handed over information that could get Leilani in more trouble. I would definitely call that tip line. If they've heard it a million times, they're going to hear it 1,000,001 today from you, my friend.
Well, I will call that when we get off. Actually, I mean, if I had another phone.
Well, I have your phone number because you sent it in private chat. I'm going to text it to you right now. You're not going to forget this number. At the bottom.
This number you're sending me, what is this number?
I'm not going to read it out right now.
No. I'm not asking you for the numbers. The number.
912-667-3134. You're going to talk directly to the detective that is assigned to the Quinton Simon case.
All right, that's the number going across the bottom of the screen. No, that's a 3134 number. Is that the number you just said?
That's the number. That's the number, my friend.
All right, let me write this down. Oh. All right, you were saying you were sending me some numbers in a chat. Oh, all right. This is an email. Okay. No, somebody else sent me that.
That's me. I sent you that. No, I said
April Wimberly. Oh, I don't know. I'm lost. Okay. When we get off, I will be calling. I don't even want to try to back off of that screen because I'm afraid I'll just a few minutes ago.
Because you gave me your phone number and you said, I met with the family. I need to talk to you. There's a lot of things to consider that's not been discussed. You sent me your phone number. You put some other things back here. I gave you my email address.
Okay, I got that at 11:24.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I have that. And then another one come in from somebody else. I don't know who. I got the link to Work Brooks. That's all that message said. I don't even know what it's talking about.
Not for you. Huh? No, the tip line that you need to call, though, because it needs to come from you. I mean, there's going to be other phone calls, I guarantee, but it needs to come from you because this detective's going to have more questions for you than what Leilani had on that day type of thing.
And what I'm going to actually do right now, in case I back out of this and cannot find it back, I'm wanting to write this number down, which I have some numbers to Chatham County to their offices in my phone. I can scroll back and find because from where I called them to volunteer and told them I was coming into Savannah.
Okay. Now, did they tell you that they wanted volunteers or had they already said that they weren't taking any more volunteers?
They told us, what they told me then was because I free dive and stuff, and I have friends that scuba divers and stuff, and I said I can get some people maybe to help come dive, and theirs was fill out some I can't remember what they called it, just paperwork showing our qualifications and stuff like that.
So are you a scuba diver?
I free dive.
Okay. I don't know the difference. What is free diving?
Scuba is with tank. Scuba is with tank. I go down with no tank.
Oh, God. Okay.
And like they said, they not to say that I was affiliated with them, I told everybody that I spoke with because I mean I can understand. I keep getting more numbers in. I think that went to my phone message. Okay.
Yeah, I just texted you the number.
Okay. But they was wanting qualifications, and they were really like, we can't tell you where to look. We can't tell you where we've looked. It's like, well, that's kind of shoddy when you got people coming in to volunteer and you can't even point in a direction, say, look anywhere. So me, I sat with the family and just listened. And I'm thinking, what's around here? What's around here? And they said they had searched, which around that neighborhood is a lot of water, as in like retention ponds, canal ditches, and stuff like that. So I went down a ways. I said, okay, what about this saltwater creek?
Mhm.
And I went down there, and when I come out of it, some old man asked me, what you doing? I told him I was just looking for a peace of mind. And he said that maybe the day before the police had been down there sonar and they had the place shut down before I knew I had gotten in the water. And he said he had mentioned that they had been there the day before. So that would have been, they searched that place. I went the first day I met with the family. So obviously, because if I went the second day and an old man said they had been down there the day before for like 6 hours, if you can find any of that information, that'll show you my time frame of when I met this family.
Okay. Well, I mean, you're not under suspicion of anything. I'm just curious. All right.
Yeah. And I like to make sure, and I like to be honest about it. I can't keep track of a lot of stuff. Most of the time, I don't even know what the number date is of the month. I mean, because I just have a very hectic life. But
that girl has a question for you. She said, please ask if a PI or media manager has contacted the family or anyone else. Do you know about anything like that? Did they mention
has what now?
A private investigator or any type of media manager tried to contact the family, or have they contacted the family?
You mean as in like the TV channels or somebody?
No, it would be more like an independent.
Not that I'm aware of, because the first day they were like, and I understood they were going through a lot. They didn't want them people all up in their yards, all trying to peek over the fences. But as far as I know, in those 2 days, I did not hear that mentioned.
Well, now, are you going to let us know when you call the tip line? I can hold if you want to call them right now.
I'm not tech savvy. Now, the number that you sent me, this tip line number, is that a direct line to you?
No, I'm not taking tips. Don't give me any tips.
No. You or your organization sent something to my private phone.
Yes, that's my private phone.
So I can call the tip line and then call you back.
Yes, that's how this will work.
Okay, because I'm telling you, I don't know about all this holding. I'm not all tech savvy. If it wasn't for my kids, I wouldn't have a smartphone.
I got you.
But yes, I will call them and then I will contact you back at this long distance number. Come on to me.
Yes, there shouldn't be any fees or anything that.
No, I'm not worried about that. That right there is no issue to me. I mean, I don't have a calling plan that'll mess me up.
Okay, good. So did you happen to notice anybody there who had a phone and who didn't when you were at the house?
Older brother had phones still.
Okay.
A lot of people had phones. Because I remember phones ringing and people saying, God, I don't want to talk right now. I don't want to talk right now. So multiples had phones when I was there. Can I remember exactly who? I remember older brother. He's the one with the app on his phone for the alarms. I know he had his.
Why does the police not have his phone if he is the only one and doesn't live there, with the ADT app showing that door was open between 2 and 5 in the morning?
Now, question, do they need to keep his phone, or can they go into ADT and pull the same information up with their permission?
Well, that would be true too.
I mean, not always. I'm not the smartest person, but some things tells me the authorities have a little more, can get information a little more easier than just me and you, as your everyday Joe.
100%. I will say this, that in an investigation where someone is cooperating, they would say, here's my phone, get what you need off of it, as opposed to getting a warrant and waiting for me to give them. Did they mention if they had given, let's say, I don't know how they do it in Savannah, did they say, this is our account number, this is our password, you can pull it up yourself? Did they?
I don't know. I don't know when they have spoke with the brother with this app, I didn't really see him speak to no one, but hey, this is after it all initially happened, and then it's been several days since then since I've been back. So and with the way he acts, I do not believe he would have withheld no information.
Okay. Because
I'm telling you, there's a lot of finger pointing in that house at one or two people by the whole house.
And it really does not surprise me that they're all still hanging around each other with the disappearance of Quinton Simon looming over their head.
What are they doing now? I don't know.
It really doesn't surprise me.
The last day I was there, less people was there. The oldest brother was not there. I think it was mainly just grandma, grandpa, great grandma, great grandpa on her side, I think. Yes. They were there. The second day wasn't near hardly anybody there.
Well, who was there the second day?
That's what I just said. Grandma, grandpa. I mean,
did they happen to mention where Leilani went off to?
Leilani was gone to where the children was placed to visit.
God, no.
Yes. When I came home, when I went over there after I went, the second day is when I went to the Saltwater Creek. When I went back, he was gone. Baby daddy boyfriend. He was gone, and they mentioned to me, and I didn't even ask because him and her kind of kept to their own self. But it was brought to my attention when I got there that they had took him in for questioning by himself.
Oh yeah, they did.
Yes, that was the second day I was there.
But you said that day Leilani had gone to visit Zane and Sky where they're at.
Yes, where the children are placed at. That
needs to be told too. She does not need to be around those children at all.
I think they actually went the night before also because they were talking about taking formula and stuff over there to where the children were placed.
Well, make sure when you call that tip line, you tell them that as well. There's a reason they removed those children, and Leilani would be a big reason.
Yes. But I figured with everything that was going on, they probably knew everybody's move after that.
Don't ever, ever, ever assume that in these cases. They need to know that Leilani has been visiting those children. They need to know about the ADT. They need to know about this convenient story about the door to the pool being open. That all of that needs to be told to that tip line.
All righty. I'm still trying to write this stuff down so I don't forget what to mention that you're telling me to mention. Lost the pen again.
Very convenient story they fed you, Uncle Curtis.
What's that?
Very convenient story they fed you, don't you think?
I don't know what's fed to me and what's not. I sat back with no bias. I do nothing.
Oh, I know, but I'm just saying that's
I put two and two. I started doing my own math. Hey, from a young age, I was taught don't believe half of what you see and nothing of what you hear.
Yeah, that's a good one. Trust me, because it makes sense now that they were draining the pool.
The pool, the 2 days I was there, I looked at that pool and I walked around that pool. No draining was done until I guess the other day when they did when they received the search warrant for the pool.
Mm-hmm.
I know people had been in the pool, as in, all right, let's jump and see if the baby's in the pool. But as in anything else, I don't know what all was done. Because I think one of them said they jumped. Somebody had mentioned something about when they realized and it come to daylight, this child's missing. I think somebody mentioned that they jumped in the pool and kicked around to see if they felt anything.
Come on. Kicked around in the pool. That just makes
Well, you know what I'm saying? Well, you got a deep end and a shallow end. I'm 6'something. That pool's probably over my head. So I'm not saying kicking around. I'm saying they got in there to see as much as they could. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
That's what I heard. So I don't know. I'm pretty sure that probably a police officer or something may have jumped in and checking after the report was made. Is it all fishy to me? Yes.
Oh, it's all crazy. Because for them to tell you that the app is on the brother's phone who does not
No,
live
I
there.
listened. I sat back in the back and listened. This was not, hey, check this out. This is me sitting 8-9 feet behind and listening.
So you were just standing there by yourself while they were having these insane conversations?
Hey, I was there. I was talking with one or two people, but when it started getting into the depth, I didn't say much on stuff. I just sat back and I absorbed what was being said.
Got ya. Okay.
I mean, I was around people, but I was sitting back absorbing the information as people was talking to each other. You know what I'm saying?
Well, if you look,
so that's the reason why I figured this ADT app, somebody done said something. I mean, because it was very openly blunt about it. It wasn't like secret talk. This was, hey, app says the front door was open to this, because down here it was a lot of pointing at the front door. And then when the app showed, young boy says, no, that time frame was me open, close the door, go out to smoke, open, close the door to shut it.
But the main focus would be the doors that go out onto the patio that lead to the pool. That's what I'm trying to say.
And like I said, it was very blunt, open, and honest talk. It was no beat around the bush, hush, hush, and I overheard. This was thrown out there. I mean, family saying, God damn it, I bet this is what happened now. If it's showing this. So I'm going to call, like you said, and make sure it's being reported. But how open they was about it, I don't think it was something they tried to hide. Because it was
trying to hide something. And by the way, let me say something.
No. As in like maybe the people not involved discussing it. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like, hey, da 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 da. It was all in the open. Everything I soaked in and absorbed was not a whisper from behind the wall.
Mm-hmm. And guys, I saw him on camera before he came up. So he's not any of the people that you're saying that he is. I just want to let the chat know that. All right, Curtis. So call the tip line. I'm going to text you. I'm not going to tell you what to tell them. I'm going to remind you what you said.
Yes, remind me of the main points I need to mention, because I know baby, her visiting, and pool. No.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. So call them and I'll still have the link up. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Good to see you, Curtis.
All right. Thank you.
All right. Let's have a round of applause for Curtis. If he did witness this conversation, I don't know, but whatever went down one way or another, that tip line needs to know about it. That's all I'm going to say about that. Let's see what Jeannie's doing. Hello, Jeannie.
Hello.
What's up, girlfriend? What do you think of all this?
Well, that was interesting.
You bet. So what do you think about the whole pool getting drained, Billy fighting with Diana, Danny's in Atlanta playing pool with these friends? If this whole thing about if Leilani seriously left the house to go visit the kids at a family member's house who has the kids, I would believe that 100%. I would believe that because that's how they roll.
Yeah. I just have a quick question about the ADT. When the alarm goes off, are they not notified by phone that an alarm went off inside the house?
Mine doesn't.
Oh, it doesn't. Okay. Because I know a lot of them do. They're notified by ADT that the alarm.
I can leave every door and window open in my house. They don't tell ADT anything.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Because I have my door open right now. It's a nice day outside, but if I look at my app, it's going to show what door is open in my house.
Okay. Okay.
So on the screen, it looks like federal agents are on the way back to the house. They have dogs there again. Something went down at that house, for sure.
Yes. And I think a lot of it has to do with the pool.
Hang on. Where Summer said, what's the alarms good for then? I don't have alarms on mine because I don't have minor children that I'm worried about getting out the door. Some people have a beep, beep, beep when a door opens. Some people have a full on, it sounds like a police siren if a door is open for their minor children. I'm not worried about anybody opening doors around my house. So I'm a bad example.
Yeah, she's right. That's what I'm trying to say. And they also do call in to the house owner to ask if everything is okay.
But people can open their own doors. I'd be furious if ADT called me and said, how come your door's open at 2:00 in the morning? I'd fire that company right then. Now, if somebody comes in from the outside and breaks the secure lock, that's a different story.
True.
What security system do you use?
But I don't. I just have cameras outside. So
I don't believe this ADT story at all. I have a feeling if he was there, this is the story that's been concocted. That's what I think. Here's the whole thing. I don't care if gypsies came by. I don't care if flying monkeys picked him. The question is, where is Quinton? As I said, and I don't know that he caught what I said. If that door was left adjacent between 2 a.m. and 4 a.m. and poor little Quinton sometime in there went and got in the pool. Well, who did Danny see in the pack and play at 6 a.m. unless it was Quinton who had drowned in the pool? The question is, why would you cover that up? If this was an accident that happened at home.
Exactly.
Yeah. If there's an accident that happened at home, which I'm sorry to say happens very frequently. It happens frequently. I'm sorry to say. We had an incident here a year ago where a man was backing out of his driveway and ran over his own child. It was mentioned on the news at 5:00. It was mentioned at 6. It was mentioned at 10 p.m. It was mentioned the next morning and it went away. That would be the same thing here. We would not be wondering where Quinton is.
And a lot of kids drown in pools.
It's unfortunate.
And it's an accident. But why cover it up? Why?
Because I don't think it was any unfortunate accident. Leilani wouldn't have the knee-jerk reaction to cover this up, even though because she's a negligent mother.
Oh, definitely.
It would be 1 or 2 in the afternoon before she realized Quinton was in the pool. She's a very negligent mother. Whatever happened was covered up for a reason. We don't cover up accidents. I don't mean me. I don't mean you, because we think on a different level. Leilani, no, something else happened.
Exactly. And how come she is not out there in front of the news people saying, pleading for her son's whereabouts, or, you know, she wants him back, and like normal people that have their child missing?
Because she's that's what I was saying. She has a pattern of using her face. She's an attention-seeking person on her Facebook. Everything. Me, 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 me. Me, 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 me. Look at me. Look at my belly. Look at this. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Me, 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 me. All the time. Her son goes missing. Crickets.
Yeah, narcissist.
We don't want any attention then because she did something, is what it appears. Hello, PJ. What's going on?
Hey, I'm just running into the store, but I couldn't resist. I was just listening to Curtis, and at first, it seems as though you were doubting his story based on the fact that the family's guarded and they wouldn't talk to anybody. I was shocked this morning. There was a YouTube channel that showed their personal DMs with Billy Joe, and she was just chatting away in DMs with this YouTuber.
She does. She's talking to several people. She's not going on panel. They aren't shy people. They're not shy. They're not talking to the media. What my question was, this isn't texting back and forth on the phone. I was wondering how he got into the house on the property. I think we cleared that up, though.
Yeah, because he had a similar experience where he lost a child. I don't know the situation because he didn't say, but I could totally see her accepting someone claiming they're there to help, you know, stating, hey, I lost a child also. That's what I gathered, but I don't know.
If he shows up today, he's going to be put on pool duty because she wants her pool fixed.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
I would assume, and this is my last thing, and then I'm going to go because I'm going into the grocery store and I don't want to lose service, but I would think for an investigation of a missing child, the first thing that the law enforcement is going to do is check stuff like ADT. And wouldn't they have access to that everywhere else, not just the guy's app? I mean, it is hooked up all around the house. There's a keypad. I'm pretty sure they could have even gotten the information off the keypad. And so I would think that law enforcement has that information and that they would be going off of that as to why they're so heavily focused on that poll.
They connect to the police department. They connect to 911.
Yeah.
That's what I told him. You've been fed a concocted story. I don't care about beeps and doors. You've been fed a concocted story. If you read the arrest affidavit of Letitia Staunch, they break down all the movements in the house from ADT.
Yeah.
Right.
They've already got that. They don't need any app on his phone. He doesn't even live there. Why does he have the app on the phone when he doesn't live there? That's what I asked Curtis several times. I'm not doubting Curtis. It's just I'm certainly doubting the story. Not that he heard it or that it was told to him. I'm not ready to go down that road yet. The show's not about Curtis. The show's about Quinton.
Right.
It's a yet another concocted story. We're playing cover my ass. That's what we're playing.
Yeah.
And there's going to be more. There's going to be more.
Yeah.
And you're 100% right, PJ. When I was asking him, they just let you come in because they have been so heavily guarded. But no, you're 100% right. Billy will talk to anybody. They're not shy.
Yeah.
Hey,
and I was surprised by that because I would think, you know, that I personally couldn't see, but you know, everybody reacts differently. But to me, it's like I couldn't see just letting someone all up in my grill and in my family structure when it's that tumultuous. Because I mean, we heard them arguing like he was claiming on, you know, some of the news channels. So it's everything that he was saying isn't something like that they were doing hush hush behind the scenes. We saw it all in that one news channel where they showed, and you could hear them all screaming at each other.
Yeah, we saw that on Friday. Then today we saw the news clip of her and, you know, her going to Diana's house and they're getting into it. and she's raising hell going down the street. No, they're not keeping this behind closed doors.
Oh,
No.
they're not shy, that's for sure.
No. No, that really, I'm sorry it came across that way. I wasn't doubting really that part of it. Just you came to the house, but the house hasn't been closed off. That really kind of shocks me. If he died there, or if he went missing, like I shouldn't say it that way. I don't want to upset anybody.
Did you see they have some sort of rope surrounding the house now? As of like this morning, there's like rope.
That's what I've been trying to see. Brett Buffington, I've got his Twitter up right now, and I just keep seeing the Cadillac Escalades pulling up.
Yeah, it was in the Facebook group, one of the Quinton Facebook groups. It's just an image of the house with like, and it's not any kind of, it's like a weird like rope that you would hang your clothes on or something. It's weird.
What the hell? I gotta find a picture of that. See, they're pulling in the driveway. It says Brett Buffington. Federal agents are back in Quinton's neighborhood. They brought a K-9 team. 3 SUVs pulled into the driveway next door to Quinton's grandparents' home. I have a feeling they're going to be spending a lot of time there.
All right, well, I might go into the store and I'll keep listening on my app. I just don't want to lose signal. Thanks for having me up.
No, no big deal. Hey, anytime you see the link, grab it. I'm sorry I lost you yesterday or the day before.
Oh, you're fine.
All right, bye. Hon. All right, Curtis, you were backstage. Did you call the tip line, Curtis? Summer Thunder, do they have dogs out there now? They do.
Yeah.
They certainly do. All right, I'm going to hang on. Hey, AZ, did you get connected yet?
Yeah, can you hear me?
I can. What's going on?
Nothing. I don't know. In my heart, I feel like something's up with that pool. And after he was like Curtis was talking, I don't know. I just feel like something's going on with that pool. That something happened. Because having a pool in my house growing up all year, all my life we had a pool at our house, and I had my brother almost drowned, and there was a yard full of people there, and he fell in the water. And now with that back door being open from 2 to 5, I think he got out, and I think Danny and her know what happened. That both of them know. And it's just sad that they're trying to cover it up, because to me, that's a child that needs to be buried or, you know.
Yeah, well, the minute that we found there was a big in-ground pool in the back. Lots of people have swimming pools. I have a swimming pool.
Yeah.
Swimming pool. Hang on, I got a background noise. Who's got background noise? Is it you, AZ?
No.
Let me mute you. I think.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's not about, which is tragic enough that a child has an accident at home, falls in the pool or whatever. It's the convenience of the story and the fact that he didn't fall into the pool and drown and then resurrect himself and run off. Somebody has removed him. He's not there. If a child drowns, you call 911. There's no excuse for this.
Exactly. I couldn't. Being a mother, there's no way. I don't even know why. Why would you even think it's an accident? Why would you even think to try to cover up? You know what I mean? Like,
because he didn't drown. He didn't drown.
Yep. Something
Facebook.
else happened.
She'd be on Facebook with a big fat GoFundMe, and she would be getting attention from the community if she drowned.
Yep. That's the only thing I could think of is if he did drown, maybe she's in a weird way trying to because she already lost custody of the two. Maybe she's trying to get the kids back. But then on the other hand, it doesn't seem like she wanted them in the first place, especially when the neighbors and stuff are saying they're outside in the yard and she's in the house. And
she didn't care about that.
That's why I'm just like,
came and asked, what was your son doing in the street? You know, she didn't care about any of that.
Yep.
So, hang on. Let me bring Curtis up real quick. Okay. I don't know if this is a good idea. Let me send a private message. But I'm here. Did you call? So last night, Diana, the babysitter, she did a live, and I gotta mute you. For some reason, I have a reverb with you. Nothing personal, AZ. Just when I talk, for some reason, it's coming through her connection. So she went live last night, and she is saying now that she doesn't know where the bruises came from. The only thing that I can think of with that, and no, she hasn't told me, I haven't asked, is that she's getting a lot of flack from the good old internet. That's all I can think of. You better now, AZ?
Yeah, I'm here. Yeah. I know. Did you see that there was something on, I don't know if it was on Facebook or where I seen it, that someone had mentioned about Quinton having a black eye, and his mom said he fell and the poor boy hit a toy or something like that, she said.
Oh, of course Facebook's going to say that.
So, no, it was actually a picture of him. It was, I think it was on her Facebook or something from a while ago. And it was like a picture of Quinton playing on a carpet with toys. And someone said, where did he get the black eye from? And a little bit late, like farther down the thing, it's Leilani, and she says, my poor boy, or the boy fell and hit a toy, or
see, of course she'll
something like that.
She'll post something like that, but she won't post that Quinton's missing. Quinton has been missing for a week. She'll post about he had a boo-boo and fell on a toy, which I don't believe, but she won't post that she's looking for her son.
Yep.
That's her fighting with probably Billy. It seems like Billy now that I go back through it. And she yells, "My kid's gone. Leave me alone."
Yeah. And even if it was before they took her phone, because she could say now they got her phone, but she was always on there. She would have been on there the minute he came up missing, saying, has anyone seen my son? He's missing. Can I get some help over here? Something.
She's not looking for him.
Yeah, no. Especially that whole thing with the babysitter saying she wanted to help and they turned her away. Why would you do that? If my kid's missing and anyone comes over to help, I want everyone to help, you know?
I'm very curious. I'm pretty sure I already know the answer. If she told the authority, I want to know where she told the authorities she looked. Is it going to be another Candace Wells? I looked under a mattress, a couple of blankets, walked outside the door, and a child was abducted. Is it going to be like I ran door to door, knocking on every door, trying to find my child? She has to have something. I've heard the 911 call where she said the door was open, but she told her parents or her mother and stepfather that Quinton was with his biological father. Now we're hearing this whole ADT app and all this stuff, that they're telling Curtis. So what's the actual story? Where is Quinton? Accident be damned. That's has nothing to do with it anymore. Where is Quinton? That's what it is.
Yep.
That's a huge red flag right there. Her saying that Quinton is with his father.
Yeah.
And that 911, whenever she says he can't open the door.
Mm-hmm.
And the hours from 5:30 until 9:45. Why did she wait so long to call the police?
She didn't wake up till before 9, supposedly. I don't. None of it. We won't know. It's ridiculous. This was from someone. I'm not going to read it verbatim because there's a lot of other conversation in here. When she would have money, she wouldn't buy clothes or medicine for Zane, but she would sit at gas stations begging for change to spend on drugs instead of buying diapers for her child. I mean, this goes on and on and on. And it's basically yet someone else telling us, well, what Jaden told us on the show on Friday. no wet wipes. And she's like, no, just use paper towels, just wet them and you can use them that way. We know you don't use baby wipes like that. That's insane.
Yeah.
Lone Wolf, what do you mean DY becomes a key witness because of his daughter? He was there. The text was sent to his phone. Grab the link. What are you talking about, Lone Wolf? He's a key witness anyway. His daughter has nothing to do with it.
No.
He was there.
He was there.
He's playing pool in Atlanta, but that's pretty much it.
But if he was a suspect, would he be allowed to leave Georgia or Savannah?
As long as he keeps in contact. I mean, Candace Wells is a suspect and she's in Dandridge, Tennessee right now. She's not in Hawkins County.
Yeah.
They got to be charged. Sometimes they'll say don't leave town, or if you need to leave town,
Yeah.
type of thing. I mean, Grandis is up in Wisconsin.
Yeah. Didn't the grandma file for child support on October the 5th?
It was in September and it was awarded in October.
Oh, it was okay.
The whole thing's crazy. The thing is insane. Let me see if the afternoon news has anything about the dogs or anything. I think something's going to break real fast in this case. It's not going to be good.
No.
I hate to say it. Nope, nothing yet. I figured on their noon newscast, they would have something, but they don't. You're not connected, Lone Wolf. You're not connected. You have to get out and come back in. Yeah, it's like $150 a month for both boys.
Yes.
And the question remains, so then it's been stated by her friends, Leilani, if she has real friends, that she kind of always has didn't have any bonding supposedly with Quinton. So if it's about child support and that $150 a month, well, Zane's not missing. Do you know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah. But maybe, I really hate to say this, but maybe she favored Quinton, the grandmother. Maybe she gave him more attention.
Well, that could be. You never know with these people.
Oh,
That
I
was
know.
always the thing with Casey Anthony. She wanted to go live footloose and fancy free, but she also had a huge resentment against how her mother replaced her with Kaylee. That was, people are sick. All right, I'm going to bring Curtis up. We just have to be real careful what he says. Hang on. Hey, Curtis, did you call the tip line? Just only answer my questions.
Can you hear me?
Yes, but I didn't ask that. Did you call the tip line?
Well, yes, I called the tip line. Actually, yes, I left a message. They called me back.
Okay, good. So that's taken care of.
And he told me he had the brightest minds in the field doing this and acted like I was wasting my time calling. Like he already had this information.
No, it's not a waste of your time. I'm sorry that you felt that way, but
I mean, it was hurry up and get off the phone, brush you off, blah, blah, blah. Because I introduced to him that I'd actually spoke to him before I came to Savannah that day. And I know I was in Savannah on the 6th, either the 6th and the 7th or the 5th and the 6th, because that's how I pulled up another number to the police department a minute ago.
But you said you had to leave a message for the tip line and they called
just
you back?
and they called me right back, yes, within a couple of minutes.
So they basically just told you thank you. They have the brightest minds working on it and just thanked you.
And everything I mentioned was already covered.
Oh, good. Okay, good.
And I mean, I told them, I said, I understand because it was kind of almost like a pushy situation. Maybe they have more stuff to follow up on or what. But I told them, I said, hey, I figured y'all might have known. Y'all got redder apples in y'all's orchard than what I am. I said, but I just wanted to make sure.
Okay, good. Well, I'm glad that you did that because don't ever be scared. I mean, you don't want to call
Oh,
with something like, but you talk to them firsthand. That's the reason I encouraged you to call them.
yes.
People that hear stuff on Facebook and stuff don't need to bother the police with it. But
Oh no, that's the reason why I don't believe anything I read and half of what I hear.
all right, that's a good way to do it.
But I mean, that's pretty much. I mean, I guess I really don't have nothing else to answer. I mean, it kind of sound like it's y'all kind of like blah blah blah. I can't believe how this is happening. How they let him in. I mean, it happened.
No one's doubting you. We're just the whole story.
The whole story's messed up. I agree with you 100%. And like I said, I sat back and I took the grandparents in empathy. As in knowing nothing. Everybody was saying, "Oh, the grandma, they're all their fault." Blah. And I just sat back and I paid attention and I absorbed stuff.
Yeah, well, them saying that the door was conveniently open is definitely a big deal.
And the police department already knew that.
Well, good. And well, they got to hear it again, so they got a reminder. You helped them out. Thank you, Curtis. I think you don't see because you don't know that a lot of people make these assumptions and they assume that they already know. Well, if I know, they'd have to know. I don't mean what you hear on the internet. I don't mean that at all. But when
I understand that. What I've told you is what I experienced firsthand.
Very good.
No internet, no news. Everything I told you was me at the house. Not listening to assumptions and everything else.
Well, don't you feel better that you know that you've let them know that key people in this case said this and now you've relayed it?
Yeah, I mean, but I was put. You should have heard the call, but I mean, yeah, for me personally, yeah, I'm good. I assume that they would have known that. With having the FBI and everybody else involved, it's not. I don't look at it. I mean, it's not a small town like I live in where you look hoping your chief of police has common sense.
Right.
So, I mean, I'm pretty sure when the FBI was all involved in this, they knew everything.
Well, we just can't assume, that they do. But you did the right thing, Curtis.
But is there any other questions to clear this up with what I have met and experienced?
I don't think so. I think you did your good deed for the day, Curtis.
All righty then. Well, y'all have a good day. And honestly, I just hope answers come about. I don't care who's to blame anymore.
Right.
I just want answers.
Did you say you were there on the 5th?
Either the 5th or the 6th, or the 6th or the 7th.
Because the 5th is the day he disappeared.
All right, so I must have went the 6th and the 7th.
Okay.
Because I was looking at my phone log a minute ago before I got back, before I was able to pull your site stuff back up. And I know I made a phone call on the 6th, so it had to be the 6th and the 7th. Because I called on the 6th from my father's house going to volunteer.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, I appreciate you coming up, Curtis, and I'm glad that you called the tip line. So I have your number. I'll text you after this, okay?
Okay.
Thank you, Curtis. Let's all tell Curtis thank you.
There's no thanks. I just want to find something. I just want answers to like everybody else.
That's right. It's all about Quinton.
All right, y'all have a good day.
Thank you, everyone. Let's tell Curtis thank you, thank you, thank you. What's up, Lone Wolf? What were you saying?
Oh, not too much. As far as with Curtis, with CYA, another thing what he didn't understand, okay, is if he was at the house on the 6th and 7th, okay, his DNA is there at the house, and he wants to cover his butt, okay, and he wants to call in that tip line to let them know as far as he was there.
Oh, yeah, that's a good point. That's a super good point. So what are you making out of this case right now? We have a lot going on. Drain the swimming pool. Billy's confronting Diana. You got a lot of background noise, my friend. Got the fight with Billy and Diana over the weekend. Billy threw some accusations out at Diana. What are you making out of all this? There's no Leilani.
Well, when I was saying as far as about Danny being a key witness, he's with his parents in Atlanta, and with him trying to get custody of his daughter, okay, the only way he would get custody of his daughter is by becoming a key witness.
Well, he lost custody as well. So he's kind of got an uphill battle on his hands now, doesn't he? Wouldn't it make sense? I mean, they didn't give him his daughter. They took custody away from him and Leilani. So it seems that...
Well, no, not for the baby.
He doesn't have the baby. The baby's not with him and his parents. I'm not going to say where the baby's at because it's just,
Well, no, I know that. I know that, but I think when the news crews covered as far as about Leilani going to where the kids are staying at another family member's house, because there was a picture of her.
Well, but in the cases of CPS, they want children with their parents. So so Sky is not with her father. So obviously things aren't as good in the hood as they would like to portray. Can we, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, let's see what Nicole's doing. Hang on. Hi, Nicole, what's up?
Hello. I just have to say this before it even happens. If we think it's crazy now, it's about to get worse because those YouTube people have entered that neighborhood.
Yeah, we don't talk about other creators on this show. We got enough of our own stuff.
Well, I'm not talking about the creator. I mean, I'm just letting you, it's going to get bad. I mean, just like it did in Summer's case and just like it did in Gabby's, it caused so much more problems, and that's what I'm worried about. It causing more problems.
Well, hang over here because it won't cause problems here. I can promise you that.
Just sickening. I have a lot of, I don't know. Some people are saying, well, that the dad wasn't there, but and first of all, I have to say, I'm thinking like a mother and a grandmother. That's first. And I would have never left. You know what I mean? The running away, I feel like it's running away. That's just me, but I could be wrong. But I just think that, whether it gets hot or not, you still have a baby here. And there's still a child that supposedly that you love that's missing. You know what I mean? And for me to go leave and play some pool just doesn't seem like something that I would do.
No. I guess I can see trying to take your mind off the situation at hand. It's just for something that's so highly talked about and publicized, it could come off the wrong way. It already looks bad that he doesn't have custody of his child. He can say all day and all night, I didn't send the text. Well, yeah, but it was reported that you saw Quinton and his pack and play at 6 a.m. So you were there.
Amen. And I'm going to say this too. I'm sorry. Would you say this? And I don't know if you have grandkids, but I can tell you this, that if my child had lost custody or my child was in the situation that his parents are in, I'd be in the town that my grandkid was in. You know what I mean? I'd be here fighting, so that way they wouldn't have went to that family. You know what I mean? So I feel like, I don't know, maybe there's more known there than, amongst those family members, and they're all just trying to kind of stay away and keep him safe. because I don't know. I'd be wherever my grandkid was. That's where I would be to make sure that she was safe if I was his family.
Well, and if I was a social worker, if I could not find anywhere else in the state of Georgia or anywhere else, okay, temporary with a family member for a while, but I would never, ever, ever risk Leilani or Billy going around those kids again. When Curtis said that Leilani was over at the family member's house visiting the kids, I threw up in my mouth. They do not need to be around those kids at all. That pisses me off to no end. I'm going to assume what he told us was true and that he heard all these things. I'm telling you, when I heard yesterday, day before, whenever, that the children have been placed with a family member, I lost it. I was like, God, no, not a family member. No. Let's see what Nature Babe's saying. Hello, Nature Babe.
Hi. Yeah, I just hope that this family member is, I guess, a good person compared to the rest of the family. Hopefully they are with someone better. But Grandma Billy the bully, I think she's so selfish. She seems to be more worried about herself than anything that's going on with this missing baby. She's worried about her pool. She's worried about cussing out the babysitter. She's worried about how guilty she looks, so she's trying to put it off on someone else. But I think she's worried about herself and nobody else. Hello?
I hear you.
Dang it, I had myself muted. No.
Okay, I was like,
there's obviously something going on. Who would make a Facebook post saying, can someone come help me fix my pool or tell me how to do it? She doesn't say what's wrong with the pool. I heard later it's something about the liner. She wants water back in it, the whole 9 yards. And then from people that know her, they're like, no, this is her taunting people. She's a rebel, kind of like that. I'm like, it's not cute. This was to be cute. Kind of like the eviction notice. The eviction notice was to kind of be cute. Look, Leilani, I'm evicting you. It's in my handwriting. All of you. Even though she has custody, Billy, at the time, she doesn't now, of Zane and little Quinton. Well, they're both little. This is her. I'm evicting all of you. Even though she can't, she can damn sure kick Leilani and Danny and the baby out because she doesn't have custody of the baby. So this Facebook thing about the pool was, I'll show you type of thing.
yeah, I think so. And I think it just shows her character, that how selfish she is. Like, that's what you're thinking about right now. That's your priority right now. You're worried about your pool.
Mm-hmm.
That's ridiculous.
It's like I told Curtis, I said, well, if you show up there today, she might put you to work and you'll be fixing a pool. I don't know.
Yeah, right. I believe Curtis. I just want to say that. So a lot of people are doubting him, but I think he's just a character, and I've known his type before, and I think he did go in there, introduce himself, and fit right in with the family, and I think he heard what he heard.
You never know in these cases. You never know. I wouldn't know if they've told anybody, well, the doors were open and he just got out. That's not the point. That's not the point.
But these people aren't normal. These people don't do anything like you would think.
No. If they did things like we would think, well, we wouldn't be talking right now. You know what I'm saying? If
that kid never would have gotten out.
911, and it would, like I said, it would have gotten a little bit of coverage on the news, and it would have been done and over with. Leilani would have a GoFundMe. That'd be it.
Yeah.
Now something else happened. This is foul.
Yeah, something happened, and it was already done, I think, before that text to the babysitter. And I mean, they had no interest, Leilani and the baby daddy whoever she's with currently, they had no interest in going out and finding him. They must have already known what had happened and where he was. They text the babysitter, "We don't need you today." They already knew what was going on. They already knew where he was, or else they'd be running around looking for him. I would hope so.
They would find him. He's 20 months old.
Yeah.
They
Yeah,
would
for
find
sure.
him. Easy. So you think something had already taken place and was final before the text was sent to Diana? I do too.
Yeah, because if he was, I hate to say it, but if he was alive, they wouldn't have wanted to take care of him. They would have had him go to the babysitter. She only cost $30 a day.
Well, and then also let's be honest. If he had walked out of the house or whatever they were saying, would you have been on your front porch when the babysitter got there? I mean, I would have been. I'd have been running down the streets and screaming and yelling. I've been looking for my baby, And I mean, if we believe what the babysitter said, I mean, they were just hanging out on the front porch.
Yeah, that's insane. They're smoking on the front porch, I'm sure. But yeah, I would be freaking out. I lost my daughter for like less than a minute, and oh my God. I was running around like a chicken with my head cut off.
Thing to say? Leilani, tell us what happened to Quinton.
There she is.
Leilani, tell us what happened to Quinton. Thing to say? Leilani, tell us what happened to Quinton.
Well, she's leaving to go somewhere. Jaden was right. When Jaden was on Friday, he said, "I think she's still driving that white truck. She's covering her face." I don't know who's with her. I don't know who that person is. Oh, this is nuts.
Well, then, and I was thinking, the Billy has a horrible background that we've seen. And she was still awarded custody, which blows my mind. So then we obviously don't have much trust in the CPS or DCFS, whatever they call it there, to think that the other family member is even any better. I'm with you. Why in the world would they be anywhere that mother could get near them again? Blows my somebody's failing, those babies.
Makes me sick. Why would you put them anywhere where she can have access to them? I get because she's not charged with the crime, but again, did nobody in that family take a memo? You saw what happened when Billy did what she wasn't supposed to do, and she left them alone with Leilani. Now, I'm not saying that this family member left the children over the weekend with Leilani. Why let her come visit? Somebody must have said it was okay as long as it's supervised. I don't know. I wouldn't let her anywhere around those children. There's just no way.
Yeah, I think grandma's just selfish. She didn't want to deal with it, and she probably loves going away for work because she doesn't have to deal with all of it.
Yeah.
She put the babysitter, she set up the babysitter and said, "That's all I'm contributing."
Right? Well, on that party note, I didn't realize I had kept everybody for so long. I apologize. I apologize for people that thought I was being rude to Curtis. I wasn't trying to be rude to Curtis. I was trying to make sense of what he was saying.
I think you did a great job with him. I don't think you were being rude. There was some people in chat, I will say, that were being rude. I think it was a little too much, but
we agree to disagree around here.
Yeah.
That's all we can do.
Yep.
But I'll see you guys over in Discord. Thank you for coming up, Nature Babe. Nicole, it's been a while since you've been on panel. Thank you for coming up. Love talking.
Thank you.
Thank you, AZ. Thank you, Jeannie. Thank you, Curtis. You kept us on our toes today for sure. Did I miss anybody except for Jim Terry and his puppet that came on? I want to make sure I thank everybody because I know I've been really bad about that. We've had some really busy panels lately. If I missed anybody, PJ was up here. PJ is always super nice to talk to. Thank you. C-Star said, you weren't rude, Brooks. Well, I know some people were like, be nice, be nice. It's just, I was trying to make sense of what was going on, get days straight, who he actually spoke to. I don't know these people. So I can't tell you. This is not a good situation. It's not going to get any better. I hate to tell you, little Quinton is not just going to pop up. There would not be 40 FBI agents and a fire truck draining a pool if this was going to have a happy ending. We're all going to stick in there together, keep having productive conversations the way we always do, and keep it as light as we possibly can, because this stuff is grim. You know, this stuff is just nasty and grim. But what's not nasty and grim is you guys, because you are the best community and the best chat on YouTube. So I'm going to get on with my day, and I will see you guys over in Discord. Anybody that wants to join Discord, send me an email. Just let me know your YouTube name. Because if I don't know you, then I won't. Well, I need to know who you are. So I will see you guys back here tomorrow morning. You guys are the best. Bye-bye, guys. Have a great day.